I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Well, we've been on restriction for a while. We just barely got off, and I noticed today. I said, "Hell with it, we're gonna go live."
So we're back.
Yeah. Oh man, it's been a long month.
Yes, it has. Too long.
You guys know I was in Indiana. I mean, in Oregon over there with Hawk, and I was helping Hawk for a while. I was there, and then I went over to Silverlings, and he gave me a hand to get the transmission and everything put together. I couldn't have done it without either one of them. Hawk, I know, hasn't been on live or hasn't done anything here for like a week or so.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on with him. Well, I do, but I can't say. And hopefully he'll be back soon. But how's everybody doing? I'm over here in Indiana now.
He's a Hoosier.
I'm a Hoosier. Don't say it, Tim. Don't say it. We were waiting for somebody to show up, see if they're gonna show up here in a minute. But I just wanted to come on and say hi and make our presence known again. Hopefully, we can start doing this a little bit more. You know, I like doing the sessions. Yeah, I'm all about with everything that's going on in this world, but whatever conversation goes, you know, I'm not here to discuss one particular topic. I think we're all very well informed. I think there's more than enough information for any level-minded human being to make a decision. So, with that said, if anybody wants to join up, let me know and I'll drop the link. It's an open panel. You're more than welcome to come up and say hi. We'll be on for a little while. See if our panel shows up. But you want to say hi, JoJo?
Hi, JoJo.
And now we got a comedian over here.
You know, every time you do that, I'm going to say that.
I know, that's why I say it. But so yeah, we'll give it a few minutes. I'm gonna play a song real quick, and then
You'll be able to get it in the right time.
probably.
Just for the pride, this is where we make a stand, no one give a take. March around the Capitol, storm the city gates, putting pressure on their necks until the truth breaks. All walls of corruption, take out all the stakes. Star Spangled Banner got it playing loud and proud. People from all walks of life filling up the crowd. Defending the Constitution, many warriors avowed. Casting down any among us who have bucked and cowed. Enough for tyranny, we come to take our country back. For all citizens, white, red, brown, or black. Return her to a form of glory, fix the bloody crack on the ground. Fetch it down, it's going down.
You know,
You didn't know we could sing, huh?
all right. Everything he said right now in that verse is how I feel. I think it's time. I think time came a long time ago, but now I seriously think it should be D-Day. Like, I'm fed up with it. I'm sick and tired of hearing about it. You don't understand. Like, yeah, man, it's frustrating. It's frustrating. But
Yeah, especially when you hear me yelling at my screen.
all day long, that's all I hear.
I get all my frustration out while I'm working. I was watching a video and just trying to get a gist on how people are thinking, where their minds are set right now, and we're all pretty much in the same boat, and we're all feeling a lot of the same ways.
I don't know. We're all feeling the same way.
I do.
I don't know. I think there's a lot of people that say that they feel the same way, but they really deep down don't. They don't want things to change, but they know things have to change.
Well, things are going to change. That's the thing. They're going to change whether you want to or not. It's just, are you going to be ready for it? Because it's going to happen.
I know I'm ready. But yeah, bro, the ride was awesome, dude. I'm in Nebraska, okay, coming into Illinois. No, it's probably mid-Nebraska. And then all of a sudden, I stopped to pull over and get some fuel. So I'm like, fuck, this is the last stop for, I don't know, next couple 100 miles. I go, you know what, I'm going to stop just to be on the safe side, because if I break down, at least I could run the engine and, you know, stuff like that. But anyways, so I'm pumping fuel, and it's a little gusty. And then all of a sudden, it's like cloudy and dark and windy as all hell. And then this fucking siren starts going off. You know, the kind of sirens that we had back in the day, like over there, and shit would happen. You know, you remember that, bro.
Like
those
the
big
tornado drills or fire drill or something.
I said, oh, hell. And I look at it, and I'm looking around looking for a twister. No twister. But I know it was coming because that was a tornado warning. I jumped in the fucking bus. I put it in gear, and fucking I said, I'm going to run this bitch. And I was gone. I didn't stop from mid-Nebraska all the way to Indiana.
That could have been a test for their emergency.
Not with the winds. Why would they be testing it during a storm?
It could be a heads-up storm coming. I know me and Bubby heard that same alarm on one of those trips. And, yeah, it freaked us out, too. But when we asked the gas station clerk, he just said it was a fire alarm because they get fires. I think it was in Idaho, maybe somewhere.
Probably,
it was somewhere up north. And I was like, that's a fire drill? I was like, okay. I thought the same thing. I thought bad weather.
Yeah, it got me. I was like, what the fuck is going on? You know me, I'm from California. I could deal with the little shaking and crap like that. Like, yeah. But when your house starts to fucking fly away and shit like that, nah, fuck all that shit. I mean, you ain't Dorothy. You ain't, fuck that shit. I ain't Dorothy.
Kids is no more, Toto.
Yeah, so I just pedaled to the metal all the way to Indiana. I just pulled over, stopped for fuel, and boom, I was back on the road again. You should have seen me when I got to the house. I had a hard time walking. My legs were all shaky, and I was like, fuck, man.
That's a long drive. It's 2,000 miles. So.
Yeah, it took me like 48 hours.
And he don't have cruise control, so
yeah,
that's why.
Unlike Timmy over there, brags about his automatic big rig.
Yeah, those long drives like that, you gotta have cruise control.
Yeah, so
and stopping periodically.
Well,
You didn't tell him about almost killing Boo Boo.
Oh no, he knows. Tim knows.
Tim knows, but nobody else does.
Yeah, I almost hit Yogi and Boo Boo. I went right between the two bastards. But I almost hit a bald eagle. Dude, that one scared the crap out of me. In Oregon, when I was leaving Oregon, it swooped down in front of the bus, and like I kind of like swerved a little bit, but I couldn't swerve too much because then I'll lose it because I was on a windy road in the mountains. But yeah, that thing was beautiful. It just happened to swoop down right in front of me and boom, right into the trees. I was like, son of a bitch. Was that a sign? Was that a call to arms?
Mm-hmm. The lions are awake.
Yeah, where are they? I don't hear no freaking roars.
Yeah, they are. They're out there roaring. They're roaring their horns, they're roaring their mouths, they're speaking up.
Yeah.
Parents going to the schools, doing their thing like they're supposed to, be involved.
Yep.
You had the trucker convoys going on. You had marches and rallies, and so they're roaring.
Yeah.
We'll just see how many people's gonna fall for what this time.
I don't know. There's a lot of sheep out there. I don't think we could ever wake up the damn sheep.
I don't think enough that's awake is awake.
Yeah.
I mean, we've relived this time and time again. How many more times are we gonna go through it?
I don't know about you, but I've only lived it once so far.
No, we've been here several times.
Oh, I know. I've already told you I've been here 3 times, but still, that's not like for this show. You would think we're crazy over here.
No, surely they all like it too.
Uh,
They know.
so yeah, I know exactly what you mean, but we'll see.
And I hope the people out there know what we mean. Because this same stuff happens like clockwork. And if you guys will take a step back and look at the pattern, there's a pattern. And a lot of people research that pattern different ways. With numbers, with words, with however, whatever.
So yeah, I'm back in the bus.
But yeah.
I'm back in the bus. Here's my microphone. Look. I got a microphone. And keep it out of frame. Here we go.
Yeah, we had to come out here. So
No, it still shows like one of those low budget movies. There we go.
yeah, we had to be out here so where it's quiet. Just sitting in the house, you got the kids, cats.
Yeah, if anybody's ever chatted with JoJo, you know, all you hear is "Meow" in the background.
My cats like to chime in on the conversation.
Do they?
They do.
Oh man, I guess everybody's gonna flake out on me today.
Nah.
Hey, John, my buddy, I've been waiting for you.
Wah, wah, wah.
I'm gonna drop the link right now. Give me 1 second.
I can't do the John Wayne. I'm trying, but I need some
Was that
sound
John
effects.
Wayne?
Yeah. Or maybe it was Clint Eastwood. I get them mixed up, but I
think
like
that
them
was
both.
Clinton. I can't keep up with the comments. There's so many of them.
Well, hello and welcome.
Oh,
Supposed
okay.
to start shouting them out.
Yeah, John. Yeah. TV is more important. Thank you, buddy.
Is it Jared or Garrett? Is it Garrett?
That's Garrett.
I just want to make sure I'm pronouncing it.
I know. The link's up there if you guys want to step up and say hi and see how everything's going. Like I said, this was last minute. I just seen that we were able to post some videos. I said, fuck it, we're doing it live. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but we're going to talk about something.
I probably should have looked up that link for what was it called? It was The Secret.
I don't know. John could probably drop a link or two that we're just taking down today.
It's the
You want to go?
No, it's The Cosmic Secret. The Cosmic Secret. You can find it on YouTube. I really suggest to watch it. It has an open mind and
We'll pull it up and we'll show it right
brings
now.
it. I don't want to get copyright strikes or nothing.
Oh, man, see?
I'm trying to think of the guy that's on there. Well, anyway, it explains it from, say, like a prehistoric time to now, and it brings it all together, brings it all full circle. I love how it ties in the science, the spiritual, the religion, like all of it. So I thought it was cool.
Oh, you know, fun.
You would have to type it in.
No mic or cam.
Who has no microphone?
John.
Oh.
But yeah, John, I got back. I was just telling the story of the trip and how I almost hit a bald eagle and crap. But yeah, we'll leave that out.
And Boo Boo.
And Boo Boo and Yogi, yeah, they I don't know, trying to commit suicide or something on the road when I went through Yellowstone.
But he missed the ranger.
But yeah, I made it to Indiana just fine. Like I was telling everybody right now before, I had like a tornado warning in Nebraska. I was in mid-Nebraska.
Was it Nebraska or Iowa?
No, it was Nebraska. I remember I was 200 miles away from Illinois or Iowa. It was Iowa. I'm high, you guys. I'm high. But anyways, got that tornado warning and I just gunned and just stopped for fuel and that was it. Just stop for fuel and get back on the road and it ran excellent. 70 miles the whole way over here and no problems whatsoever. So, yeah. We'll be on the road again.
Can't wait to get on the road. We're actually going to do something for the 4th of July, right?
Yeah, we're planning on going camping somewhere. Taking the bus out, going to the lake or something. Maybe see a fireworks show somewhere or just get the hell out of Dodge for a minute, and enjoy the bus what it was meant for. So I ordered Nah, John, it wasn't. I changed the torque converter first, thinking it was the torque converter, so I dropped it once, put the torque converter in, and dropped it again because it turned out it was the tranny, and then I ended up putting a new tranny in. So I did it 2 times, and it was quick. I think I had it out and back in, I don't know, 3 hours. It wasn't bad. Hi, Breezy.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Breezy.
I thought it got cold in here.
Can you hear me okay?
Hear you. Why can't I hear her?
This might be me.
Let her up. Hold on, I have no audio. Well,
they can hear us though, right?
apparently, maybe, I think, yeah.
It might be this
Sound
headset.
check. Sound check.
I see Breezy's little icon going. Woof, 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 woof.
Told you to turn it on up there.
Yeah, but then it's gonna echo. We don't
No,
have
it's
headphones.
not.
Okay. If I hear an echo, you guys tell me if you hear an echo.
It's gonna take a few minutes. Though.
Let's see.
Is it me?
See, I hear it
No.
now.
I got it now.
Oh, do you?
You don't hear an echo?
I don't.
That's awesome.
I tried to tell you. You turned the TV off. It's playing through the TV.
Is it me?
No. I got it now.
Oh, do you?
You don't hear
No,
an echo?
it's replaying now.
That's awesome.
I tried to tell you. You turned the TV off. No, we're hearing our playback right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're hearing it through the damn computer. See, we're new at this crap.
Well,
You got new
she's
stuff?
talking, We can't hear.
I know. Fucking technical difficulties. How do you drag the screen?
You check the audio.
Might be the stupid
I gotta
headset.
move you guys to the other screen.
Mute the YouTube. I seen the speaker up there. That's what I asked.
Okay. Breezy.
Check.
Hold
You gotta turn the TV up, but you gotta mute the YouTube.
Okay, let's see. I just lost stream.
Mm-hmm.
I just booted myself.
No,
Okay.
you didn't.
Breezy.
You're still there.
We
Check.
gotta turn the TV up. Now we're gonna hear playback.
No, because we're not on stream.
All you have to do is click the star, dude.
Oh,
You are on StreamYard.
I am?
Yes.
Oh, shit. So where am I? I lost the screen then somewhere. Look. See, I just popped back in.
You never left, but okay. Oh no, there's two of you now.
And I'm the one that spoke, okay? Why are you seeing double?
I don't know.
You got two tabs open. Oh, great.
I'm telling you, I don't know what the fuck I did. Here, take him out.
You can't drive no more. Get in the passenger seat.
Remember the cam's on.
Here.
All right, Breezy. So we'll catch on the echo, but how you doing?
It's echoing now. That's so funny.
I gotta fix it. There it is.
Now you're muted.
There we go.
Ah, shit.
He can't
You
drive
did
no
it.
more.
We'll just blame
Kids away.
the herb that I'm smoking.
Yeah, here, you be on camera.
Still recouping from your drive, maybe.
Get you in there, can I?
No, I was born nuts. So, Breezy, how you doing?
Doing good. We're out of school for the summer, but the son's not going back.
Oh, so you have a house full now, huh?
Yeah,
Oh,
I've had a house full of kids ever since school got out.
House full of kids.
There we go.
Yeah.
We're both in there. At least I hope we're both in there for them, right?
I think we are.
I think it was.
See, we're together.
It was our angle. It was our cameraman.
Yeah, Breezy, I was gonna call you and tell you, hey, you know what? You just might get a surprise.
Yeah.
I was thinking about heading down that way. And then I had a tornado warning, and I just decided to go home. I was got skilled.
Yeah, book it home.
Yeah, I was like, fuck that, I'm going home.
Right. Did you see anything, or you just heard the siren?
No, I just heard it, and it got really, really fucking windy. So I said, I could deal with the little shaking here and there. I can't deal with fucking houses flying away and crap like that. Nah, I'm cool.
Yeah.
I swear, it was just a fire thing.
You think there was a
so-
fire alarm?
Well, the one I went to was, but I know it sounded the same, just like the one he's talking about. See, we got them around here. It's like every Friday at 11 or something like that.
Right, the warning one.
They-
Or
Yeah, they
test.
do like a little testing. So I thought maybe it was something like that, or purge. It sounded like the purge siren.
Right.
I was actually scared because where I was, it was dark and there wasn't hardly anything on the road.
I keep thinking it was Colorado, but
This was during the day.
we had an ongoing debate that it was happening in Colorado, and she says, no, it happened in Iowa. I'm like, no, I'm fairly sure it was in Colorado. And
No, it was not. The alarm wasn't in Colorado.
You never went. Oh, you're talking about when she went.
yeah,
on my trip.
I was gonna say, you didn't go through Iowa, did you?
yeah, I did.
You did go through Iowa?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Why?
we both have. I went through.
I didn't think you did. I thought you went further south than that.
Yeah, no, I was taking the back roads, and I was hitting little dirt roads here and there, and fucking little small highways that were like crap. And I said, you know what, hell with this. I'm getting back on the highway. At least it's smooth.
Yeah, the highway that's always under construction.
Yeah, and then I hit the 74 over here in Illinois, and coming into Indiana. God, that was the biggest mistake of my life. That road is
The road?
bad.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, you know you're in Illinois when you get the roads.
There's always construction on them highways.
Yep.
I don't know if we'll ever get done with it.
No, because then if they do, they start something else.
Well, can they fix the ones that need fixed and leave the ones that are okay alone?
Right?
So, Breezy, what you been up to?
Not much. Just hanging out, trying to get ready for my newcomer.
Oh, did they already find out?
Does everybody know?
Everybody
Whoa.
knows.
All right,
Wow.
okay.
I was gonna say, what do we do now?
Yeah.
I'll have to send you the video surprising my mom.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
'Cause I told her at church, and then so because my son didn't know, so then he got to tell everybody if he was having a brother or a sister. So it was pretty cool.
So that makes 3 now, right?
Yeah.
Well, 3
Yep.
and a half. Got the other one. That's the one that
I'll
hangs out there all the time.
Yeah. Well, and I got a few of those. So
One, okay?
Yeah, that's exactly. 3 and a half would be the hubby.
yeah.
I only got 2 and a half.
Why do I have to be the half?
I don't know.
He's halfway
You have
here,
to be
maybe.
the whole?
See how it is? She's abusive.
I'm not. Look, there's no marks on that face.
Oh, good Lord. Well, like I said, we were just doing this real quick because we got off restriction. We were out of YouTube jail, and I was like, oh, shit. Let's do this. Let's go on. Let everybody know that we're still alive.
How long was it? 30 days?
It was like 3 months, I think.
For
Oh,
2
okay.
channels.
Yeah.
One channel was
Well, yeah, because
2 weeks.
Yeah.
It just happened that they all came off a restriction at the same time.
Well, and plus you had to go get your bus and all that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna do a live on the way so you guys could join me on the way, but the service was crap.
I'm still editing the footage from when we tried.
Yeah, we have a lot of videos of road trips and stuff like that we want to put up, but just haven't done it. Just haven't done it.
Let me see. See, I need that put up there so I can read it. But then we look up there.
how's the weather up there?
It's actually nice. It's kind of rainy every other day, though.
I know. I feel like I'm still in Oregon.
It's been raining a lot here. Well, yesterday was nice, and then today it's just been like downpouring.
Right. And then we're supposed to get rain tomorrow, so it's like, you have a nice day and a rainy day, or 2 nice days and a rainy day.
Right.
You remember that one, Wilson? Kim?
What?
Oh, he knows.
Where is he, by the way?
He's down right now. He's
Didn't he just have surgery or something?
he just had surgery. Yeah, he just had spinal surgery, I believe it was, or back surgery. One or the other. I guess they're both the same. So yeah, he didn't want to join us. He said he's too inebriated. Inebriated? I don't know. One of you know what I meant. Why are you so quiet, Breezy?
He'll be back.
I was looking at the chat. Hey,
Yeah, I
Garrett.
was going to say he's in the chat.
I know. That's why I'm talking shit because he can't respond.
There's Navy.
Hey, Rob. How you been, buddy?
We decided to come say hey, and we're both on cam.
I know. There's a lot of things I want to talk about, but nobody seems to want to talk about them right now.
Yeah. You picked a topic and we could talk about it.
Why does it have to be a topic? Why can't it just be a conversation?
We are having a conversation.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are.
I don't know. What does anybody want to talk about?
Hey, Navy vet.
Somebody in the crowd pick a topic.
Pick a topic. Let's draw straws for topics. Or
Yeah.
do you have straws? No, we have cigarettes. Same thing as a straw, right? I don't know. I'm trying to read comments too, and I just can't. I can't see them from here. So I'll let you.
Let's talk about it. What are we talking about?
Talking about it's time to fucking take this administration back. That's what I'm saying.
Well, here's the thing. They can write all the. See, I got to thinking. Well, I gotta put this over here. Anybody watch Conjunction Junction or Old School Rock? What was it called? School Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you remember the bill? I'm only a bill, and I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill, and all the processes it has to go through.
Right.
Everybody's freaking about these bills that are coming out. But if he's not a legitimate president, he can't sign off on anything. So we're good. I think that might be why they're not impeaching him, because how can you impeach him if he's not legit? It'd be a waste of paperwork.
But why keep on the charade?
Because everything's been done already, and now we have to let everybody know what's going on.
I think everybody already fucking knows, and if you don't, then you deserve to stay fucking blind.
No, it's not that. It all has to play out. Like, think about.
No, I understand about the whole playing out part. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, think about.
But how far do
they
how
have
far?
to explain what's happening?
They fucking explained it pretty goddamn well.
No, they didn't.
How do you know they
Did
didn't?
you hear anything about a heart attack or a stroke? Okay, so see, they gotta make up for.
Anybody hear about Putin having a heart attack or a stroke?
No, he has cancer. Supposedly.
Or cancer, yeah.
No, Mr. Brandon is the one that supposedly had a stroke.
Yeah.
So see.
They said that he did, or they're saying he will?
He did.
When? Today?
Supposedly after the inauguration, but I think he'd been gone before that.
Oh, right.
I don't know. I'd say, yeah, the inauguration, he was weird. Yeah, could be. But yeah, if they're already putting out that he's dead, then yeah, you got a point. It is.
Yeah, they gotta.
I just want to see it yesterday.
Because what would have happened if they would have went through the inauguration and then he had a stroke right there?
Camel.
I mean,
she'd be one happy camper because I think that's what she wants or wanted. Now she's like regretting it.
Yeah, but oh man, that would be a sucky script. No.
Well,
I don't think K and P get along very well. Can't imagine that.
I think that if they're worried about a bloodbath, like, about people dying and stuff, they need to just stay away from these gun bills. Because if they hadn't seen nothing yet, that's all I'm saying. Like, if they want to open that box, they're gonna really see.
They're not gonna be able to take our guns.
No,
they're not.
No.
They can keep trying all they want, but they won't succeed.
We'll see what happens sooner or later. I think if the longer we wait, the worse it could be.
Well, I think they're trying to make it to where there's not that much bloodshed.
Yeah, but the longer you keep
This is
people
like
in suspense and keep making them wonder, and it's just like when you dwell on a thought in your own head, you could like make it a lot worse. So I'm just saying that if we wait any longer, I think it's going to be a hell of a lot worse. Because people are frustrated. I see it everywhere.
I don't know. I'm looking at the silver lining of it because a lot of this stuff we probably shouldn't have been consuming. So it's kind of like a wake-up call. It's kind of like when you tell somebody to go on a diet, they're not going to go on a diet just because you told them to. They have to want to.
Yeah, they have to have the will. They have to want.
So
they're like, you can't quit smoking just because somebody tells you to quit smoking.
Exactly.
You got to quit smoking because you want to quit smoking.
So I think that's what we're in right now.
I don't know. I'm just sick and tired of being sick and tired, I guess.
Yeah.
What do you think, Breezy?
I was just thinking about this whole thing. I don't know. It can get a little overwhelming some days when you're thinking about it, and then other days I feel like this is just where we're supposed to be in this moment of time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I know we're gonna get through it. I know that.
If they keep choking,
Will prevail.
it's just like Hawk was telling me how his neighbors, they have like a lot of acreage and they grow. What did he say they grew? They grew I don't know, some kind of vegetable. Anyways, and the other one grew alfalfa and hay. They're getting paid by the government to not grow, and right now their fields are just weeds. And I see them personally with my own hands, like my own eyes. I seen the fields, and I'm like, what the fuck? Why would they let so much land go to waste? And he's like, government's paying them to stop. I'm like, holy shit! And that's when it started sinking in. They really are trying to choke us out. Like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, I heard about it on TikTok and I heard about it on YouTube, but I take everything with a grain of salt. You know, I'm like, well, let me see first. And now that I actually seen fields that were not being farmed because they're getting paid by the federal government to not farm, it just everything's coming in the light. Like, damn, they
And it's
choked
like
out
we're
screwed.
and it's like we're actually paying because they're using our tax money to do that. So we're actually paying to make ourselves starve. And nobody really knows.
Well, no, they don't see it right now. They don't
Right.
see it right now. They don't see the impact that it's going to have. Who's JD?
I don't know. Who are you?
All right, JD. I don't know if he can hear me. So I'm gonna let you
I
in.
know.
And you start up with some kind of bullshit. I'm gonna kick you right out and ban you.
I know that there's a store near me that they just went through and threw away a bunch of stuff in their freezers because it got frostbite. Like it or freezer burn. Freezer burn.
There we go.
Yeah.
Would that be
It's-
something?
It's me, Solo.
Freezer burn.
Oh. Sorry about the rude warning there.
I just had before he even said anything, I was thinking, we know JD.
Yeah, but he never put. It's never. Come on. And then no icon. Why? Where's the icon at? Yeah, but he never put. It's never. Why am I having this now?
I think it's he might have this one.
Where's the icon at?
I'm on my laptop. It didn't show up.
Why am I having this now?
You're gonna have to shut YouTube.
I'm on my laptop. It didn't show up.
Muted or something.
Oh,
You're gonna have to shut YouTube.
hold on.
You
Yoo-hoo?
There we go.
YouTube.
YouTube?
John,
Did I say
this is
you?
not your first rodeo now.
Hey,
Yeah,
it's been a
my,
while, right?
My laptop, the camera's not working for some reason.
Oh,
Well, we can hear you.
yeah. How you been, John?
Doing good. I'm not pushing up dirt, so it's been good.
Yeah, I don't know if you caught the conversation we were having right now when you came in. But yeah, we were talking about the whole starving us out basically to get us submit. And like I said, I've seen it with my own hands, the fields, and it's insane.
Well, I don't look at it as starving us, like I said. I think it's trying to make us more self-resilient.
What about the
for
people that aren't
ourselves.
awake? Those are the people I fear the most, because who are they going to look for? They're going to look for people that are like us, that are prepared, that know what to do. If they can't go get a hamburger at McDonald's or go to the grocery store and get their fucking chicken, then what the fuck are they going to
It's
do?
all about testing humanity.
The whole chicken thing I'm already seeing at the store here. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but as soon
Yeah,
as it's going on the shelf, people are getting it off, and
Yeah,
that's all that they have to put up.
At the same time, everything's like a double-sided sword. You know, they've been putting stuff in our chickens and our food and our, you know, so maybe this is an actual act of our good guys trying to get the bad shit off the shelves.
Yeah.
You know, we're in a transitional period, I believe.
Yeah, I get that as well, but if you got to think about it, they're really gonna. It hasn't even hit and affected us like it's gonna hit, from what I've seen and how they're doing it. It's all gonna hit us at once, not trickle in little by little, like everybody's saying. Oh yeah, it's getting yeah, because we all have it in the back of our head that it is getting scarce, and there is that bird flu that supposedly went around and killed a bunch of birds. So that I understand chicken supply being low, but I think once the whole chain of grain that feeds cattle, that grazing animals, and it goes on and on and on, then how that is going to impact us all at once. That's what I'm worried about.
But at the same time, you know how we're all kind of freaking out because we're kind of learning now really how our government has morphed over the years without us really knowing it. We're still stuck way back into, how the government was supposed to be. But through time, it has turned into a corporation. It's done all kinds of morphing. Um, but I think now, too, when you look at it, just like the Cold War, the way they told us Russia was our enemy and they're out to kill us and everything, they're doing the same thing with China, you know. But if you
We
actually,
were talking about earlier.
like, there was one that's called New Money, about how pretty much all the business corporations and investors have built China. You know, they have good relations. They have good relations with China and Russia, and you know, so we're in this. We're in a learning stage, but I think too, just like the baby formula. Okay, yeah, they're getting it off the shelves. The FDA had so much regulations and stuff because they were bought and paid for in order to maintain a monopoly in the United States over baby formula. And these companies were actually putting out stuff that there was a lot of recalls, babies getting sick off of it because the regulations weren't very strict. But yet we couldn't import baby formula because of the monopoly in this country, where they had so many restrictions where we can't get good stuff in the United States, even cure for cancers and different things like that. But like this here, right here, with the baby formula, now they're bringing in baby formula from the UK and Australia, which has very strict regulations, and it's better formula.
Yeah.
And it's being brought in military. Military's bringing all this stuff in. And I think we're going to see that with a lot of things, where they're trying to clean up this corruption and crooked shit that we've been living in for all the past. So we have to go through the transition. A lot of people are, doom and gloom. We're all going to die. They're trying to kill us. They were. But I think now something happened. I don't know what. But, when Trump got in office, it changed. Something changed,
Yeah, I agree with you. The whole baby formula and all that, I could understand why it's getting scarce, because I know baby, they're not supposed to be fed from a bottle, so that's
It's not so much a bottle. They can be bottle fed. It's just
yeah.
some
but
of that
I meant by
milk isn't
formula.
that great. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's really not the nutrition they're supposed to have.
So yeah,
they use soy milk and all this other different things, and it's not been up to par. And this is what we've been seeing. Like, everybody's worried about the virus, but it's like, no, man, it's the fluoride, the GMO, all the other things that they've been doing to us. It's already been done to us,
Yeah.
And I think now something has changed. I don't know. What I'm thinking is, with this technology that we have today, and if you ever look up Kraken, it's actually the 305th Military Intelligence Corporation, or military division or battalion. And so to me, it's like they're starting to use AI technology and algorithms more, because look how big the United States is and how complicated it is. And we live in a system. Our finances, it's all a system. So by deploying this, it's actually helping figure out different things. You've got the, what do they call it? Where you're always looking several moves ahead. I can't think of what it's called. But it's in computers and algorithms and stuff like that.
Quantum?
What is it?
Quantum?
Quantum, that's it. You can even type in quantum.gov. They've actually got a new branch of the government now, where it's like we're infusing this technology to where, did you guys watch the 2000 Donkeys, Mules?
I did.
How they used technology. And they were able, you see, they done something that we could have never done before. And I believe they and if just like the Kraken, they were a part of that. And you apply that to everything, our banking. Now they can catch all these criminals. They can clean out all this corruption. And that's actually biblical, to where there's always been a antichrist. A antichrist is a person who is evil, an evil person. The antichrist is actually non-human. So we have the AI and the algorithms and these things like that. And it also says that the antichrist will actually bring peace to the world. So it's like a gun or anything else. It could be good or it could be evil. But there's a third option necessary.
Yeah. And what would be that third option?
I was gonna say, really?
Because never mind. I'm not even gonna say it. It'll get us banned again.
I see a lot of good things coming. We just got some rough water we have to get through. And I think it's really good things coming. A lot of people are seeing doom and gloom, and I'm just the opposite. I'm like, no, man. I go, this is biblical and it's even in the Bible. So that means, this is part of God's plan.
I'm not about doom and gloom.
No.
Trust me. That's not what I want. That's not what I see coming. I do see good coming, but I do see bad coming too.
It's hard not to when it's all around you, the doom and gloom. I feel like.
But too, even in the Bible, it says, don't worry. Don't, we're going to have rumors of wars. There will be wars and rumors of wars. What are they doing right now? If you got AI technology writing the scripts, so now they have to play it out. That's like a lot of these people, you notice they're all reading scripts. Over in Ukraine, the actual president of Ukraine is an actor. He was a comedian. You're seeing that all over the time. Like all these shootings and stuff. How do we even know they're real?
It's all been acting. I mean, look where Abraham was assassinated at, and was in a theater with an actor. And a lot of your people in politics have been actors.
Exactly.
Reagan was an actor. Schwarzenegger, Bono. They were there with some kind of acting, musician, something.
And if you look up algorithms, they go all the way back to the time of Egypt. So this technology is nothing new. I mean, it's new to us. It's like, I'm just now but whether it be military or maybe there's a group of people, whoever, this technology has always been, and it's actually gotten better, or at least to us. you know. Maybe it's time for us to wake up and see. It's kind of like Footsteps in the Sand, if you ever read that, where
No, I didn't catch that one.
a fellow seen his steps, his footprints in the sand. He was walking, and he asked God. He goes, God, where have you been? And God told him, I've been here all along. He goes, well, there's only one set of footprints. He said, yeah, I've been carrying you. God's been with us all along, you know. We want to think, oh, God left us. No, we just haven't been aware that God's been carrying it. If everything that these people have been putting out, telling us about Agenda 21 and population control, we'd already be dead, you know. And I have faith in humanity. Just as there are bad people, there are good people. And this is the battle that's been taken on for, since the beginning of time. If we can get through this, I believe a lot of what we're seeing and experiencing is in an effort to bring us together as humanity, as humans.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's a humanitarian test to see how humane we will be to each other. Once we got to rely on each other, put it that way.
And to get people to think. A lot of people are thinking now of things they never would have thought of before, myself included, you know.
Yeah, I see that. Because I do see things a lot different now than I did, let's say, 5-6 years ago. I've always been awake. I've always known of other stuff going on, behind the scenes type stuff. So I've always been aware of that. I've never really dove into it. I just decided to stay out of the realm, I guess. But last 3-4 years, I've been dive after dive, and I don't know. I never thought I would see it in my lifetime. Some kind of mass anarchy. I think we may. And that's the only thing. I just want this to end already. That way, it doesn't get to where I think it's going to get.
Don't let it get to you. I mean, this has been going on since the beginning of time. Nothing's new other than we are waking up and realizing what has been going on. And we're at a point now that as we see what has been going on, things are changing to repair and fix it, you know?
Yeah, that's what I say. I think it's time to fix. So sometimes you just can't let other people do what you know what you got to do. You know, like you can't depend on other people to do what you can do.
Exactly. And we're starting to see how people work, how people think, and how there are people like politicians, how they will create things in order to steer the public into getting what they want, you know. That's just like all these gun shootings, you know. Everybody's starting to see, wow, a lot of this is being created, or whether it's real or fake, or just being paid for, you know, where it's real, but it's instigated, you know. People doing things that really, you know, normal people don't do, you know. And they're wanting to push like psychology, you know, that, oh, these are crazy people. So now everybody has to have a crazy test if they want to own a gun, or, you know, which goes right into the World Health Organization, you know. They want to make it a health issue. So, because in time, they had created like what we believe is our government. Our government actually created another government, which doesn't answer to nobody. That's like the Council on Foreign Affairs, the State Department, all these other 3-letter agencies, they answer to nobody. But yet, like you have the United Nations, you know. So really, it's all BS, because they were trying to take it into a one world order, but it wasn't going to be controlled by good people, you know.
Got the firework already.
No, I lost my chain of thought. The fireworks. Squirrel moment. Sorry. Squirrel.
I know we'll be all right.
The mass shootings. I have my theory, and me and her both have our theories on the mass shooting. And I don't know if it's really a theory because we already know what time it is, and what everybody does, and what they do, and what they want us to see, and what they want us to show, and how much they'll create it. Now, my honest opinion, all these shootings are just happen to be created. It's just a movie. They could do anything with these these cameras that they have nowadays, and all the effects that they could add into it and all that. So I don't believe it one bit. And if it did happen, I'm truly sorry about it. But from what we see and what I know, like, I wasn't there personally, I can't confirm nor deny it. But deep down, I think it's bullshit.
Well, I think what they put on the news about it was bullcrap. How's that? Does that make sense? Because with the stuff that I've seen on it, because I don't really want to dip in it too much, but it looked set up from the news angle because of how the news does their broadcast. Didn't look right.
So well, we were talking about how I think it's going to get bad before it gets worse. Well, when people find out that a lot of the bullshit that they've been spoon-fed for who knows how fucking long as they've been alive is all bullshit, you don't think there's going to be mass hysteria? You don't think there's going to be people going nuts?
I don't, because of that. I think that's why they're trickling it in the slow.
Well, how long are they going to trickle it? Because they've been trickling it long fucking enough. If they're not awake by now, then fucking tough shit.
Well, there's a difference between standing in a waterfall and somebody dumping a bucket on your head. So
yeah, I guess you got a point there. But still, I don't know.
You know, you don't want people to drown in this stuff because there's a lot.
I put a video in the private chat. It's called Wag the Dog, Ukraine. If you ever watch Wag the Dog, the movie, it's got exactly how the media is a part of the whole scheme to, convince the people of different things. The Wag the Dog Ukraine, which was the link I put there for you. It's the same concept, but it shows you how in the news that we've been getting from Ukraine, they're using footage from 2 and 3 years ago now. And, they're putting it side by side saying, look, this was 3 years ago. Here's what they're showing us now,
Yeah. I have seen stuff like that coming out that, like, even the media, I'll catch certain clips of them and they're like backpedaling here and there on certain topics. Now they were saying one thing, now they're saying something completely different. So yeah, I have caught wind of stuff like that as well. And that I could understand. But I don't know, I guess my opinion is my opinion. And it's not a prediction, of course not, because I'm not psychic. But I just say, well, fuck, when is enough enough? Like,
I think the more people see the pattern, I think that's the point, is just to keep showing them the pattern.
But the way I see it is that if they take too long to show the pattern, people are still going to get fucking pissed off. They're going to even be more pissed off.
Yeah. You know what I say? You got to weed them out somehow. And since we start putting warning labels on everything, it's kind of hard to weed them out now.
But at the same time, it is a drip. And two, a lot of people are in denial. And two, they want to show all of us how they done it, how they divided us, And two, a lot of ways, the only way you're going to see the reality of this is to be able to step back and take all the labels off. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. You know, I'm neutral. And then that way you can look at both sides and say, wow, you know, this is how they're doing it. You know, they got people, you know, and I see it all the time, you know, they're against each other because they think it's two different entities, but yet a Democrat and Republican are the same thing. They're in the same system. They're part of that system. You know, they get on TV and it's like, oh, you know, the Democrats this and that and what have you. But yeah, as soon as the camera goes off, they high five, slap each other on the ass, and laugh all the way to the bank.
100%.
No.
Yeah, no. Sorry, she's trying to find something right now, and I don't know if we were muted or not.
No, we're not muted. You can talk.
Okay. You got anything to add on to that, Brazy? Because I see you very active in the comments.
That's well. I'm just I'm talking to Anarchy, but
I know. What's up?
it's definitely a way to divide us because you can label one group one way and label the other group another way, and it's just a way to divide and put people in a category.
Yeah.
All Republicans are like this, and all Democrats are like that. It's like no, not really.
Exactly. And they do it with everything. That's like black and whites. They want us to think that there's more than two or one race. You know, it's like we're all human beings, but yet they want the black people to think that they're a race and we're a race. And, you know, it's like, no, we're all human beings.
Drop the link to see if the necker is. Yeah, of course, we're all human. We all bleed red.
I think in the meantime, what we're supposed to do is just do what we can to show people that, you know, just like the black and white thing, treat people treat anybody like you would treat anybody. Like, just be the example that, hey, that's not really how it is.
Exactly.
I don't know if that makes sense or not.
Oh yeah, that's hitting the nail right on the head. You know, I can't control what everybody else does, but I can control what I do. And if I don't jump in to this illusion that they have created, you know, I'm not going to take part. I'm not going to jump into a racial battle. I'm not going to jump in. Of course not. You know, if somebody starts talking racist, I walk away. Because as soon as somebody says racist, I know they're ignorant.
I'm Hispanic, and I've been called a racist supremacist.
Exactly.
So,
I was gonna say we're white supremacists.
yeah. So
Oh man.
that's I don't get into that racial shit. I don't care what color. I don't care. It doesn't matter. We're all human, like you said, and that's what we need. We all to come together. But
exactly. You know, everything was by design. They've designed this from a long time ago, you know, and everything that we've done and everything, you know, there's been actually, like when we talk about the race thing, I was watching, there was a young black man who was trying to trace his ancestry and look into the slave. And he said, you know, all the research he has done, he said there might have been maybe 15 black people that were trafficked over here from Africa.
Yeah.
But the rest of the slaves were Indian, from down South America. There was people already here on this land, you know. And even here, you look at history, there are pyramids all over the world, South America, United States, Canada, pyramids everywhere. So these people were everywhere, you know, but they want to make it believe like in 1814, we took a little trip, you know, and all these little Mayflower story, and they've controlled the narrative. They controlled the story all along.
That I have noticed, and that's another one that bugs me. But
Well, I think we're so mixed now that we're hybrid because we're all a mix.
We are actually all mixed, you know. And a lot of people want to argue whether God was black or white or Asian or, you know, and it's like, you know, if you really want to, God is almighty. He was all, you know. If you're a black person and it makes you feel better to think he was black, he's black, you know. If it makes you feel better he's white. If it makes you feel better he's, you know what I'm saying? Even the Indian, even
what
the
about brown? What about brown?
It's like yellow.
brown, purple, turquoise, you know, it don't matter. You know, why fight over something so insignificant? You know, that's like, and if you start and think about racism and different, that's like saying, I hate somebody because they have brown eyes, you know, or brown
Yeah, I
eyed
get
people or less than human, you know, or blonde hair, or, you know, it's stupid, it's retarded. But they use the word racist, which doesn't allow people to speak their true mind. They'd never realize how stupid they sound.
Right.
I've always been told that if you think of God as your, they say, he's the father. If you think of him as your father, well, my father's going to be different than somebody who has a different skin color. But if each person thinks of him as their father, that would be, everybody would accomplish the same goal, because it doesn't mean he's going to look the same to everyone, but he would be the same person, I guess.
Exactly. If you ever really deep dive into like religion and Christianity, way back at one point in time, when they did worship Balak, and they did do things like human sacrifices, blood drinking, different things like that. Um, you can actually see where a lot of the pagan, we'll call, beliefs were actually implemented into the Bible in an effort to bring people together. Because look how much the Bible talks about in the blood of Christ, um, and different things of this nature, you know, um, in an effort to bring people together because of the difference in our belief. And that's why in the Bible it also says, we battle not of flesh and blood, but of principalities of evil with the rulers in high places. We're not at battle with one another. We're at battle with what people believe, just like racist. You know, it's an unseen enemy because they have controlled our minds to where we believe. Like you have the skinheads or the Nazis who think white supremacy. It's like, no, we're all evil, dude. You know.
Yeah.
And the same thing with black people. You have the Aryan or the Brotherhood, where it's like, you know, black people are and then you have the Jews. We're the chosen ones. It's like, no, we're all God's children. You know, there is no special. There is nobody more special than the other. We're all brothers and sisters, and we're all equal.
that's the way I think of it. But me, I think we've already touched bases on this once or twice, maybe backstage, on the whole Bible situation. And my thought of the Bible. People for a while thought I was a heathen. No heathen. I believe in Jesus. I believe I was born and raised Catholic, so I know the whole religion. I'm the one that used to pray 3-4 times a day and walk around with the rosary and all that. So that religion's a whole different. Yeah, we're not going to get into that topic either. But the Bible, there's some of it that does, and then there's some of it that just doesn't. Like, I don't believe that it could go so long without it being manipulated to fit man's agenda.
Oh, but it was in an effort, you know.
It probably started out one way, but it's not that way now.
Right. Well, that's just like I went to a podcast, and it was some black guys wanting to preach how um, all white Christians are racist, and he was actually taking and pulling scriptures out of the Bible. And you can make the Bible say anything you want it to.
Yeah.
You know, it's all in how where you take it out of and out of context, and
Yeah.
You
It's just like we could read the same paragraph and I could take it a whole different ballpark than what you were thinking. So that I understand.
Exactly. Well, that's just like what was it? The Wizard of Oz. A lot of people who try to break that down actually say it's actually a satanic movie. You know, that it had to deal with pedophilia and drug trafficking and human trafficking, and you know, I mean, you can twist anything any way to make it say what you want it to. You know, it depends on your agenda.
Yeah. I guess I do see that point of view, because I know I manipulate certain things to fit my agenda. Like, not things, but like maybe songs and stuff like that. But yeah, I could see where you're coming from on that. I still feel otherwise. Like, hey, I don't know if I want to touch this. Yeah, we'll leave this topic for another day, because I think I'll get deep on this and I'll piss a lot of people off.
Well, I know one thing. We're not anti-God.
No.
We do believe there is a devil, but that don't mean we believe in the devil. There's a difference.
I think the devil's in us.
I think there's good and bad in us. It's whichever one we're going to embrace.
Yeah.
I think it's all teachings, lessons. No different than basically going to school and reading some kind of literature there. It's all education. But it does depend on who wrote it and how it was. Yeah, it probably was manipulated and rewritten. And I look at it, to me, it's like speaking a different language. Like, I speak English. He's very fluent in Spanish, but so obviously, if somebody never spoke English, then me talking to them, they're not going to understand anything. Or if somebody never spoke Spanish and he was to speak Spanish and they didn't know. So maybe it was rewritten in order for everybody to understand it.
Yeah, that's exactly
They
where I'm
say
getting
it
from.
in different ways.
Just like Anarchy put right on the comments, King James Version. That's exactly where I was going. Like,
Well, there's many books, but there's many religions too. And even the many religions, they kind of either somewhat say the same thing, piggyback off each other, however.
I don't know. I just see a lot of hypocrisy in
But I
religion.
think it was all teachings.
Well,
What
and
did we-
too, it like you said, it's all in what we believe, you know, and how you were raised and taught, and that the way you were raised and taught is what developed your belief. And this is what we are struggling with now, is all the different beliefs out here, and trying to get everybody on the same page to where, you know, a lot of things really doesn't matter once you realize that it was created to divide us. But there is truth out there if you can find it. And that's the hard part. But I think more so, the truth is actually, we already know the truth. We know good from bad. And two, when we start talking good versus evil, is a wolf evil?
No.
No.
But yet a wolf will kill
Yeah.
and eat.
It's
So
like we do.
so really the wolf is neither good nor evil. It is necessary.
It's hungry.
It's necessary.
I know if I'm hungry enough, I could be very evil.
Well, they hunt just like we hunt. Just you know.
But we, that's why I say that's the third option is something has to be necessary in order for, like, without the wolf and it hunting like the rabbits, then we'd become overcome with rabbits or deer. And two, if the rabbit population got so big, then it would have be malnutrition because it wouldn't have enough to eat, and so that's the ecosystem of the world. There are things in this world that we might call it evil, but it's necessary.
Yeah, that's true. I don't even know where to take this from because I'm going a whole different level on this. But Anarchy, you're more than welcome to come up and
Right? I
speak.
dropped the link. Uh-oh.
Oh,
that
wait, that was
breezy?
breezy. But yeah, Anarchy, I dropped the link in chat if you want to come up on stream. But yeah, I just have my opinion on religion in general. Religion in general to me is, I see the good and I see a lot of bad. And to me, being brought up in that world, it's, I don't know, I guess I could say not it's not good. But I believe in the Creator, yes. Am I going to call him Jesus? No. So I believe in a Creator. I believe that I could go a whole different world with this one. But I definitely believe in the Creator, so I'm not a heathen. I don't know, that's not what people were saying about me, that's not true. So,
Well, the Creator is the Lord.
the Creator's, like, right now, I don't know who the Creator is. It could be anybody we think it is.
Well,
It
the
could be
Lord is
anything.
not. The Lord is not a person. The Lord is.
Well, I understand that in
everything.
religion, fine.
Well, you get all mixed up. Like religion is actually just the ritual that a lot of people who, they believe in a certain way, and they believe if they do certain things, and that's the ritual. That's like, if you go to church every Sunday, that's ritual. If
Let me
you,
know when you're ready.
the things you do because of what you call your religion.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, you can see me. Yay.
I was making sure your cam was set up the way you wanted.
What's up,
Yeah,
man?
no, that's my CB right there. I don't show my face on the internet.
No, I
so-
know.
Right. We know.
We know.
That's why we was
I
making
can't-
sure you're ready.
That's
No,
why
I don't-
they call you Wingnut in chat, because I know it's Anarchy on there on the
Yeah,
chat.
yeah,
So I-
yeah.
A lot of
Some
people don't
people
like getting
haven't
their
caught
names
on.
mixed up. Like,
Yeah, some people haven't caught on to it, because
yeah,
that's my nickname is Wingnut. Anarchy Teller just happens to be the name of the YouTube channel.
yeah, I know.
but yeah, no, I mean, on just on the subject of the like good and evil and all that stuff, it's necessary. It's like light and dark. It really is. I mean, you can't have one without the other. But the balance is where it's at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when the scales get tipped too far to one or the other side, that's where we have problems. You know what I mean? Because this idea of that people talk about this word utopia, I think that is a myth. It never can and never did, never will exist because it's too perfect. I don't think there's anything on this planet that is perfect,
No.
other than what God put here in the first place. But I mean, I don't think there's anything that we humans can create that is perfect as a utopia society or whatever. I don't think there's anything that we can create. The Creator can, but we can't. But you know, it doesn't matter which way it teeters. You know, we have to have that balance. It's always going to be there. You know, it's like they talk about this gun thing. You know, I use this kind of like a joke, but it's actually kind of true in my mind. You know, like that the school thing. That school thing just happened just recently. You know, I know who would actually run in full speed and take care of business right now. I could tell you right now who would have done that. Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yeah, of course.
You know, he would have ran in that sucker. He would have took care of business, and the cops would have just sat there and just like with their fingers up their butt. But you know, officer safety is more important. You know.
Yeah, good old Kyle.
Well, I know I heard of crime of opportunity, but the door was propped open for this person. Like,
You would see. Okay, see that was another thing too. Where did he get the money to? Because you think about it, the two rifles that they described. These are like the two rifles themselves. That's probably close to maybe 3.5, maybe close to $4,000 for those two rifles. Then he had a pistol. All right, and then he had magazines for all three weapons, and ammunition. And if he had 5.56 for those dang rifles, man, that's like $1 a freaking round.
right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Well,
where did this 18-year-old in a broken kind of home, from what they try and say, because they were saying he was living with his grandmother and blah 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 and all this whatever, and he was like having, you know, he looked like to me like what we used to call the goth type emus or whatever back. See, I'm almost 50. I'm like a couple years from 50, so you know, I'm an X generation, man. X generation, dude. So
Same here.
yeah, hell yeah.
Yes.
But you
Yeah,
know,
well,
and I think our generation, since we're the last generation to actually know what it's like to before cell phones and the computers and stuff like that, because every generation after us, they've always had it. All right, we had half of ours without and half of it with, in a way.
Yeah, we were telling her daughter the other day about the corded phone and the rotary dial. You know, remember when you had the cord wrapped around and you had to drag it through the living room, through the kitchen to your bedroom?
Right.
You couldn't afford a cord.
I used to take it and hide in my closet, actually, so I could sit there and talk to my friends on the phone and stuff. You know, I would run it into the closet and stuff. But yeah, that's the thing, dude. I think that's another thing too, that the powers that should not be are actually kind of afraid of us, our generation, because we're the wild card in the whole plan of their thing, the whole plan.
Here's the thing too. I'm a parent, and I don't know how everybody else's schools are set up. Those doors are locked, and I have to be buzzed in to even get in there, unless it's like maybe like a field day or something like that. But then there's so many teachers and people around that, and parents and
But there's a lot of
grandparents.
schools that don't even have fences.
Yeah.
I know, but I still don't see how they just waltz right on in.
Well, I'll tell you this, like the high school over here, you know, when they're changing classes, they're walking, like everybody's just out in the open, walking from one building to the next, you know what I mean? So if somebody wanted to, it'd been easy pickings while they're like changing classes or whatever, right there in the open. You know what I mean? Because it's not, I mean, you got classrooms, but they're in different buildings, the way it's set up, you know.
Well,
I mean, it's just like, it's crazy, you know. I mean, we protect our freaking money more than we do our own children. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I still think it was an abandoned school building. On my opinion.
That's just it. With everything going on, we have to question everything, or at least something happened to where we are questioning everything.
You know, that's why I asked about, like, okay, where did this kid get the money for these weapons? And then all of a sudden has them. You know what I mean? I from what I get from the story, these are like brand new weapons that he got. I mean, that's, if I'm wrong, I might be wrong, but I don't think this is something that he already had. I have no idea.
I mean,
But
you can take it all.
That's like almost $5,000 for all that stuff. You think about the ammunition, the magazines, the weapons. Where did you get
I
it?
can't even afford that right now.
Not to mention the one child with 3 dads. I mean,
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, and I was like, well, you know, you talk about like, okay, question everything. It made me start thinking like, well, did somebody give him this stuff? You know what I mean? And be like, you know, hey, I've got a couple guns. You want them? You know what I mean? Who did that? Or, you know, and what was the purpose for, you know, edging it on? Because honestly, I think the powers that should not be wanted the body count, and they need a massive body count to legitimize, like the cops asking for more money for equipment and all this other stuff. Because, oh, look, we didn't have snipers. We didn't have, like, you know, body Kevlar and all this other stuff. That's why we didn't go in. So we need these things, you know, because, look, all the children died. You know, if there was, like, very few and like, you know,
Well,
dude, I
feel
think they
like
needed a massive body count. Sorry.
if there was bloodshed of kids, I don't think it was kids from a neighborhood like you or I would think of.
Right.
I think these kids came from, oh, I don't know, through a
Down
wall
south?
somewhere.
Yeah, down
And
south.
I think we need to know where their parents are, regardless. Like,
But
Well, you
it's,
think about it, how many kids end up missing in the hands of children's services also. You
that's
know
what
what I
I'm
mean?
saying. Where did these
Yeah.
kids come from? We don't know if they were documented or not.
Sorry, JD.
no, that's fine. It just, to me, it's like, okay, it goes back to, we've seen so many false flags where the magnitude of the story was fake, you know? I mean, it seemed so real, but
Christchurch.
yeah, you know, they had crisis actors, they had all this other stuff. So they don't really need a body count. They need the story.
Well,
They-
yeah, to the image
Right.
of a body count.
They
You know,
just
because
need-
honestly, nobody's seen any evidence of dead kids. I mean, I haven't seen any evidence whatsoever.
Nope.
Not like anybody being hauled out. You see the fucking hand or whatever, blah blah blah. No evidence whatsoever of the actual bodies that were hauled out.
And why didn't the parents get to go view the body and identify their kid? Why did they have to do blood tests?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, granted, if it was my child, you know, in the heat of the moment there, yeah, I'd want to know. I'd want to see. But the aftermath, I'd probably ask myself why would I? But
And then you had
I
to
don't know.
ask yourself,
you'd be full of emotions for sure. So it'd probably be hard to tell. But go ahead, Joe.
then you have to ask yourself, well, who would want to do that? You know?
Yeah.
Well, and then all you have to do is look at the government. You know, if the Democrats want your guns, they would have paid for this. They would have orchestrated this, or it might have been the Republicans, or maybe the simple two sides to the same coin. Maybe government wanted our guns so that they can transition into the UN agenda. you
Yeah.
know?
Well, that is a plan. Yeah, that is part of it.
It's definitely a gun grab. But notice there wasn't any shootings in Trump's term. None.
Yeah.
Yeah. I ain't heard about it. It was quiet. Just
I've
saying.
noticed it's always in soft targets, you know, the gun-free zones and stuff like that. It's always
Yeah,
in that.
Gun-free
But
zones.
like I was
You know.
telling her, it happened in Texas. So now they're really trying to come from the guns if they're trying to hit Texas.
But yeah,
Well, everything's hit Texas though. if you
pull
think about it.
all at the heartstrings,
Yeah,
you know.
Texas
Fuck that. I'm
hard.
in Florida, man. I'm in Florida, you know. That's why, yeah, Florida is like one of the toughest states in the union. I would tell you, that's why it's shaped like a gun, you know.
I kind of use my what I've gone by all my life. You know, it's like people talk about aliens. I've never seen one. I've never
We
seen
are
a.
aliens, John.
I've never seen a UFO. You know, so on that, I'm open-minded, but it's like I really don't see it. You know, I
You don't think you're an alien, John?
Well, that's a different story.
I'll tell you this. I've been all over the country, man, and a lot of times I was either living in my van or in my backpack, and I've seen stuff, man. I could tell you what it wasn't, but I could not tell you what it was. That's
Right.
that's as far as I'll say it. That's it. That's as far as.
But that, you know, like I said, me personally, this is my experience.
Right.
You've had your experience. Maybe you do kind of lean that way, but you know, and that's fine. But
I'm
you know,
open-minded. Yeah.
Yeah. This is what I've gone by all my life, you know, and just like this shooting we're talking about, I wasn't there.
Well, yeah, that's true. See, that's another thing too, man. I wish I had some like buddies that were in the First Amendment auditing that were in that town, around that area, that
Yeah.
would have been like covering that. That would have been awesome. But you know, things like that. That's what we need. More people out there with their damn cell phones videoing this stuff, man.
Yeah.
Need real
Get
reporters.
more angles and more footage, more fucking, excuse me, more of this. You know, more angles of the whole scene. Independent views of it. You know what I mean? Not mainstream media. You know, filtered and blah 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 and staged maybe. You know what I'm saying?
But even
Yeah.
that anymore. Like, I remember when George Floyd happened, and I was digging in there, you know, and there was people who were analyzing things just the same as I was, and there was actually footage of like a black SUV pulling up across the street, and the window rolls down, and the guy pulls a camera out and starts filming. And you can see some of that footage into the other footage, but that was never pointed out. It's like, look how many views there was from different angles, and why did they walk him across the street and then walk him back over, and you know, all this other, it was like orchestrated, you know, like they wanted people to see, they wanted a reaction from the people, you know.
No, that I completely agree with you. That everything we see nowadays in the media is all staged. Everything is all it's always to suit some agenda. Just like the shooting that just happened, just like George Floyd, just like countless other shootings that have happened within the last 4 years. You know, like it's all to suit somebody's agenda.
Yeah, I was having a conversation with this one lady that was a teacher. She's retired now, but she's so strong and doesn't even like the sight of guns, that kind of thing, that kind of lady. All right. And then she's sitting there and it's like, well, we're not here to get paid, you know, we're there to teach. We're not there to protect, you know, sit there and, you know, use a gun against somebody. We're not, you know, all this other stuff. And I'm like, you know, and I don't think anybody should have an AR-15. I don't think anybody should have a rifle and all this other stuff. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, dude, you know what happened in that school? I'm going to tell you, that's one of the reasons why we need guns. Because that maniac might not have gone to a school. He might have gone to a grocery store. He might have gone to a Walmart. You know what I mean? I mean, whatever. Yeah. But the thing is like, that's why we all need to be packing. You know what I mean? And when it comes down to teachers, if they want to, she kept on trying to play this card like, you know, you're going to pass out guns to teachers and stuff. I'm like, no. You're going way out. You know what I mean? No, we're not going to sit there and like, as you come into the door, we're going to go, here's your gun there. Here's your gun. You know, that's not how it happens.
Today's agenda.
Yeah. Here's your agenda for the class, agenda and all that stuff, along with your pistol. You know, no, that's not how it happens. No. If somebody, you know, owns their own gun and they carry and you know, lawfully has it and all that stuff, you know, let them have it. You know what I mean? Because honestly, our personal protection does not. It's like, for instance, you know, me personally, I've got one, but technically, if I don't get that extortion fee, pay for that extortion fee for permission, I technically. In Florida law, I cannot open carry my sidearm outside my fence line. Yeah. So my personal protection stops at my fence. You know what I mean? I'm not able to carry my personal protection device any further without paying the extortion fee. You know what I mean?
But just like everything, whether it be 9/11, George Floyd, the school shootings, and different, God knows what else, Ukraine, and all this. It's to get us to think. It's to get us doing what we're doing right now, to talk and to figure out, you know, this is up to us as a civilization. You know, what is the answer? We can't let these idiots in DC figure this out for us, because that's what got us here to where we are now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I agree. I completely agree. And that's...
Well, okay. Me personally, it's trying to get down to the root of the thing. So really, when it comes down to it, All right. What's happening right now is they're ignoring and not following the law of the land, for one. All right. Now, and that's, I don't know how people think about like the Constitution and all that stuff. Me, I if I put a label to it, me myself, I'm an anarchist. All right. I do not believe there's any legitimacy to rulership. I don't believe there's no one has a. I don't think anyone on this planet has a fucking higher claim over my life and property than I do.
Oh yeah, of
You
course.
know what I mean? So I mean, I don't care if you're government or not, you know, but you know, but they want to use force up to death to get their way. You know what I mean? They write some fancy words on a fancy piece of paper, put some some pixie dust on it, and now we're all supposed to bow down and obey.
Yeah.
By force.
Not only that, there's over 36,000 at the least, 46,000 laws and regulations in this country.
And the most important ones that they're supposed to obey, they aren't.
Exactly.
All right. And that's the problem. Okay. The root of it is, how do we enforce it? How do we enforce this?
Well, that's what's lacking. That's what, like you know, you've got these people wanting to do like the freedom thing and then the 1776 thing. And this all means nothing if we don't have any type of justice. You know, and a lot of these people in DC, they've made enough laws and stuff where they've give themselves immunity.
Oh yeah.
To anything. That's why these criminals want to get in DC, because they get that immunity.
A legitimate, in the eyes of the law, legitimate immunity.
Law.
You know what I mean? Yeah, the law, exactly. The law, you know what I mean? The law and order type of stuff. It's funny too, because I mean, and God, the Creator makes laws. Man make statutes, codes, policies, rules, regulations, all this other crap. That's what men make. You know what I mean? The Creator makes laws, because laws are objective, not subjective.
And all men are created equal, meaning these people, if they do something that is harmful to anybody, whether it be in creating laws or statutes or regulations, they should be held accountable.
Yep.
If we even have this type of system.
That's where it comes down to enforcement.
Right.
So how, all right, well, technically, we the people are supposed to be that enforcement to keep them in check.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, what's that quote? It's like, people that fears government is tyranny, and a government that fears the people is freedom.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, we gotta have that balance, I guess.
Well, and it's
or
like
something.
This,
altogether different.
Our Creator created this world and everything, us and everything, and He gave it to us. He said, "Here, take care of this. Get along with each other. Love your fellow brothers and sisters, and take care of this land. Don't tear it up and destroy it.
Yeah.
Do good things with it." But it was stolen from us as a civilization. It was stolen by these theologians and these aristocrats. They're pirates.
Yep.
Because we all have the right to land. We all have the minerals that are on this land should be everybody's, not Exxon Mobil's, not governments, not Bill Gates.
Yeah, you don't even if you even like property, the way they've gotten it set up now. I mean, because the way it was not how it was when it started. The way the property is set up now, you technically don't even own what you have. You got to pay rent on it every year. And then on top of that, if you miss that, they'll just sell your property, steal it from you, and sell it away.
Oh, they don't even have to. You don't even have to miss payment. If they wanted to come in and say,
public domain.
Yeah, eminent domain.
Yeah.
See, that's theft too. That's all that is theft.
And that's what these people are. To me, it's like, there's this shipment that God has sent to us, and it's been hijacked by pirates, and it's not getting to us.
Well, the Creator did give us free will and expects us to use it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, because honestly, like I've said this in the chat before, I was like, there's no one coming to save us. Not the creator, not Jesus, nobody. We are the ones that we are waiting for. You know what I mean? I mean, we the people are the ones that we're okay. Because I can tell you something. Us here in the U.S. right now, do you know how many countries, how many other peoples in other countries are looking to us for like, what do we do next? You know what I mean? and I mean, honestly, you think about it. If America goes down, there is nowhere to defect to.
Nope.
Because you're basically trading one plantation for another. Because there's no other country out there that hasn't got nothing on it, unless you want to live on freaking Antarctica. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, screw that.
You're not allowed to live in-
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that either.
That's
You're not
That's the
allowed to
thing.
go
We
there
cannot
anyway.
let the land, you know, be overtaken, because right now that's what they're trying to do. Basically, basically control our behavior through legislation by force, because every single statute, code, policy, rule, everything is backed by the threat of force, if not death. Hell, you can get over here and get pulled over for a damn taillight being out, and the damn cop's going having a bad day because his wife left him or something like that, and you made the wrong move. Next thing you're dead. I mean, you judge, jury, and executioner right there on the side of the freaking road.
It'll be justified.
It'll be justified. That's the
look at
problem.
officer. Well, which officer was that was driving drunk? I think he was off duty a few times, but still he was in the car and had his suit on still, I think, on some occasions. Driving drunk and got into accidents and killed people. And I think it was the third time that they finally decided they got to let him go. Like,
Right.
but you done had 3 incidents now.
Well, that goes right back to that. We need justice, you know?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. It's the
courts-
enforcement, because honestly, who's going to enforce these laws that they're breaking? I mean, there's politicians and bureaucrats that are definitely guilty of treason. I mean, and then there's penalties for treason. There's penalties for deprivation of rights under the color of law, and the maximum penalty for that is death. Also, you know what I mean?
Think they have to wake us up so we'll prosecute.
I mean,
because
so, you know, but that's the thing. It's like right now it's trying to get remedy through a system that's actually, you know, designed to work against us. So we can't use the system to do that.
Right.
I mean, because honestly, common natural law, we can create our own system. If we wanted to, like, for instance, right now, if we had, I don't know, let's say 20, 30 people sitting here on a panel, we've already created a jury. We can have court right here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Actually,
But at the same time, I think I think everything is actually happening in a way that we have to come together and discuss these things like we're
Yes.
doing,
I
but
agree.
in a massive scale, because just us in here, we don't have the numbers. We need numbers.
I kind of agree. Me personally, man, the only social network I'm on when it comes down to the internet is YouTube. And I use YouTube for kind of like a networking thing for me personally. I like to watch stuff too, because I don't watch TV. I just watch YouTube. But
same
I
here.
also, I network through YouTube also. You know what I mean? Kind of like, I try to find the good ones out there. And YouTube is massive. And there's a lot of crap out there. Trying to find, it's just like, you know, trying to find the trees through the forest type of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the thing. It's like, you know, and I've met a lot of people through YouTube that are on like-minded also, and that's the thing that I'm searching for also, is to try, you know, so we can have these conversations. Because while we have this means of communication, that's why, like I said, man, I'm kind of old school, man. I still use a CB radio. You know what I mean? I've been using a CB radio since I was 14 years old, man. The original social network, bud.
I still have a flip.
I don't know if you can see it, but
No, it's up there.
let me
What is
check
that? Is that a Galaxy? What is that?
No, it's Cobra 1.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, Cobra 148.
right on.
I was going to say it looked like a cobra.
Yeah. So I'm right there with you on the CB.
Well, I mean, all right, that may be one of the only ways we can communicate if everything goes to
Exactly.
crap. I mean, if it gets like the EMP scenario, hopefully you
That's-
got another radio sitting aside somewhere, that would be
I
protected.
do.
I mean, I've got one. It's an old HR 2510. I've got stored away. It works, but it's not a really good radio, but it works fine. And I just got it stored away in a box, so that I know it will be protected. The radio right here, this one, I mean, if I don't have the antenna hooked up, it still may be, be affected. It depends on how close I am or the pulse is and
Yeah.
how strong it is. It may affect the circuits or something like that in that. So that might be screwed, but I've got a couple of different things too. Cause I'm even experimenting with, old analog television signals or television frequencies.
Is that right?
Because everything's turned digital now. So all the old
Yeah.
analog signals or the frequencies are still there.
They're
They're
still
just not being used. They're just not being used.
It's dormant.
So I was thinking maybe I can. What I did is I made like a bare bones rudimentary television transceiver. And and at the moment, all I can do is the range is only in my yard. That's about as far as it goes now. But I gotta work on the antenna, try to figure out how I can amplify the signal a little bit, and then get somebody else has got a whole setup like I do, and see how we can do it. It'd be like a CB, but with television.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, all I can do is channel 3 or channel 4, and that's about it. I mean.
Kind of like a
Eventually-
cup and a string. A cup and a string, but I only get local calls.
Right. I mean, that was about it. And that's about how it's working right at this moment. But I mean, for instance, if I can figure out how to, I don't know, get the range a little bit more and then find a neighbor of mine that, wants to set it up or whatever and is into this kind of thing or whatever, I don't know. It would take more. See, that's the thing about the CB. We don't rely on a cell network or infrastructure or anything like that. Each individual person becomes the infrastructure, becomes the network. You know what I mean? So it would take more than just me with that television setup. I would have to have a lot of people. I would have to figure out how to make it to where anybody can do it. And, you know what I mean? And everybody start doing it. But it's also an alternative way of communicating, but it's going to be over the airwaves because they can't control it. You see what I'm saying? That's the part that I'm trying to figure out is how to get around that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But you can say 1,000 words with a picture. So if I can do the same thing I can do with the radio, but with video, that'd be cool.
True.
You know what I mean?
You create smell-o-vision or like Wonka where they transmit the food and it pops out over.
Biden,
No,
would
you
be-
got the theory right
Biden
there.
would be sniffing everything.
Go ahead, John.
I was going to say Biden would be sniffing everything.
Yeah, I'm
It
kidding.
could be BTV.
Yeah. Sleepy Joe.
Shit, man.
I think we'll be fine. You know,
Oh, I know. We'll be fine. We just got to come together as one. That's all we need.
Well, we're survivors. That's the thing.
Well, all right, check this out. It just depends on if they got enough balls to do some of the nasty crap to us. If they got the balls to actually put our backs against the wall, they'll bring whatever comes to them. Well, they'll deserve it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they put it to the point where people get that pissed off and they go hunting them down, so be it. They deserved it. They brought it upon themselves.
there was a judge
The only
that got
go
killed.
ahead.
There was a judge that just got killed. I'd have to find the article, but it was because he wasn't constitutional. He was a bad judge, and they don't know who. They said he was hunted down and killed.
All right. I mean, I you think about it, all right, you know, back in the day when the colonists were fighting redcoats, man, you know, they'd go out at night shooting cops. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, you know, it's like, okay, what side are you going to be on? The colonists or the redcoats? And that's about where it's at right now. It's like split between the two sides in a way. You know, it's actually kind of, they try to put more and more division, more and more splits, but the root of it is like, okay, are you for being free people, or are you for other people telling you how to be free?
The whole problem is, like when you're talking about hunting down the bad guys, we really don't know who they are because our media is so messed up, and we don't really know what's what. We don't even know what's real right now. You know.
Okay, follow the
That's why I
money.
feel like they've already been dealt with, because if they haven't already been dealt with or have some severe protection, somebody's going to take matters in their own hands. How long has it been since we had a assassination? A pretty long time.
Well, they had at the minimum. I mean, I've heard of more, but I know of at least 3 attempts on Trump's life. Was, you know, there was 3 assassination attempts. Now I heard there was others, but I don't know for sure.
Right.
But I mean, you know, actually it kind of surprised me because, man, they really wanted him out of there. You know what I mean? He was in the way.
He knew too much.
Yeah.
He was a Democrat before he ran.
I know.
He knew too much.
Yeah.
He shook hands with a lot of the right people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And a lot of the wrong people.
Well, you get what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't become a big business mogul and not know people. So.
But just like you were saying, Wingnut, you know, follow the money.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have that ability to, you know, track somebody's money down. But there are people who do.
Yeah.
And I do see where our military is involved in this. And a lot of things are behind the scenes right now. I do believe there are good people in this world, and they're in the military. They're in some of these agencies too that had bad people in them, because that's how these people have gotten away. It wasn't so much the whole agency was bad; it was infiltrated.
Well, they're also incentivized by a paycheck.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, that's like cops.
Pretty big
you know what I
paychecks,
mean?
by the way.
I just think we're in the middle of a family feud, and we're like the distant relatives, but we're still related, unfortunately. But
I hear you.
Oh.
The Hatfields and the McCoys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just
I'm not going to the reunion.
just like what we're doing right now. You know, just coming together and we discuss things. Like, I'm glad I got to know you, Wingnut. You know, we're open-minded people. We're discussing things, and I think right now that's what we need to do. You know, and maybe get more people to come into these different podcasts. You know, who can be open-minded and discuss things and not argue about things. That's like, I don't care if you call Joe Biden a prick. I don't care. I don't like the guy anyway.
How about a pedophile?
You know, and I don't care if you call Trump a prick either, you know, because,
I don't either.
you know, these are just people. These, to me, they're all actors. They're on the world stage and they're playing a part. Now, you know, who is their puppet master? That's what I'm trying to figure out. You know, and this is just the way things are.
I just think it's good and evil.
Yeah.
Or good and medieval.
It is.
So we lost Wingnut.
Uh-oh.
His
Did we lose
CB,
Breezy?
his CB
Yeah.
went down.
His CB went
Been
down.
saying
Oh, no.
Or he keyed up and drowned himself out.
Mayday, Mayday.
So is that Breezy being awfully quiet over there?
Yeah, I've been staying on mute. I got a couple Xbox players that are kind of loud behind me.
Yeah, that's why we're in the bus, so we don't have background noise.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, I agree with you, John. I agree with Wingnut as well. But I am looking for those people that are already awake. I'm not looking for anybody
Sorry
that's.
about that.
If you're asleep, if you're still asleep right now, then there's no hope for you. And I'm sorry. Just might as well leave. Go do what you do. Go get your latte or something. But
Well, to me, it's like I said, you got to step back. These people who are labeled left or Democrat or whatever you want to put a label on, they just see things differently. You know?
Yeah.
That's just like I was saying. You know, just like we was talking about, like when you read the Bible, you can pull a script out or anything and make it say what you want to. And people have done that with the political system, with our banking
Oh,
system, anything, any topic, you know.
Well,
Uh-oh.
You're breaking up, Wingnut.
Mayday.
I think he's gonna drop again. Yep.
Rubber ducky.
You got your ears on, big buddy. But yeah, the laws are going to get manipulated. Statutes are going to get manipulated. The Constitution has been manipulated. Like everything gets manipulated. So I understand. I lost you guys.
No, this is the pop up.
Or was it us that dropped?
No, we're still there.
Yeah, I still see you and hear you.
Oh,
I
okay.
just shut the camera.
Oh, okay. So
I figure everybody else got their dots. I want my dot.
I'm just ready for, I don't know, like-minded to come out.
Well, like we were discussing earlier, I think it's this thing. We're saying the same things. It just might be reiterated a little different.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, that's just like people on the, let's say, the right side or the Republican side or the conservative side or whatever you want to call it. You know, some of them are, you know, think God is the savior. They think, you know, anywhere from, and it varies from, you know, that to, you know, he's the world's greatest president we ever had, and you know, everything. But at the same time, that's like, you know, I have actually looked into things where, you know, Trump has mafia ties. He has, look at it, the wealth he has.
Oh, yeah. Anybody in power is going to have ties to the mafia or some kind of criminal organization.
Or be
Right.
connected to the FBI or something.
Well, that is a criminal organization.
Well, yeah.
That's like I
I
told
mean, what was his dad involved with? I mean,
With
you
the,
know, Trump's dad.
yeah.
I can't
Wrote
remember
letters,
exactly.
stepdad.
you know,
Oh.
so, you know, I can see the left side, you know, and I can see the right side, you know, where do I stand? You know, I'm open-minded enough to see where, well, both sides are actually right, you know, what would, you know, but both sides can't see that, you know.
Well, I'm not for sides anymore. I'm more, you know,
Go ahead.
I'm more for me and mine constitutes the American people.
Or anyone that can see that their government is messed up. Pretty much.
But that's just like, you know, when you look at events and stuff like that, it's kind of like when Antifa and these things were taking place. It's like, to me, I would like to see DC tore down. You know,
Or
does
just
that
make it
mean?
a monument.
Does that mean
I don't know what.
Does that
I
mean
mean,
I'm communist? You know, no.
Right.
It just means I love my country and I love my people, and I can see where my government has done us wrong. And I think we need to do something different. What that is, I think that I can't determine that. That's going to take each and every one of us to do that.
Right. Well, I say they turn it into a monument. We got a Lincoln Monument. We got turn it into a monument. I mean, they're already walling it up or fencing it in or something, barricading it.
But, you know, with that thinking, you know, they could label me as a terrorist,
Oh, they already have.
you know.
just like you and me both. We're both domestic terrorists.
Just because you're a patriot.
Yeah. You can
You
think that whole Patriot Act that they through 9/11, and that's another one that was written to fit somebody's agenda, fit their agenda now.
Oh yeah, if you drive through a crowd of people and you're a certain color, then you're not a domestic terrorist
Yeah.
because it doesn't fit the narrative.
Sorry, you guys, man. I'm gonna tell you something. The thing is about my cell phone. I'm sorry. My cell signal and my internet would just blink out. I have to restart the phone and stuff like that. It only happens when I'm on live stream. Doesn't matter if I'm hosting or just on a panel. If the subject gets right down into the meat and potatoes of it all,
Yep.
that's when it wants to. That's when it wants to kick off. It's really crazy. I could sit here for hours talking about nothing, and it would, But when I get down to the meat and potatoes of some of the real, true problems and stuff, that's when it wants to cut off.
Well, that's
So
how
I
you know you're on
apologize.
target.
No, that's fine. 'Cause I was gonna make the comment when you got booted the first time. I want to shut him up somehow, but I didn't.
Yeah. It's been happening for about a month or two now, almost 2 months.
Yeah.
It's been really weird. But
Does
yeah.
it say anything about a lot of memory or anything?
Wait a minute. Say that again.
Does it say anything like you have too much, like in your memory, like it can't save any more things?
Mine has recently.
Because if your memory's overloaded, it can make your phone do all kinds of. That's what happened with mine. So, it hears us.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know. Did he?
No, they've been manipulating the system because everybody that touches a certain topic right away. Trust me, I'll probably be banned tomorrow just for something I did 3 months ago, 6 months ago, whatnot. So every time I start touching topics too, I notice my cell phone service goes. I know the internet. Like right now, as we speak, it's going in and out. So that's why I keep questioning if we're the ones that get dropped.
My YouTube channel got a strike and I've never went live.
Jesus.
I know when we started one of the channels, they gave us a warning just to give us a warning.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't have anything, so we just wanted. It's like a welcome
It's
card
like
or
every
something.
time I post something on YouTube, like I posted 3 new videos today. That's how I found out that we were out of YouTube jail. And I told her, well, I posted 3 videos, so we're good. Let's go live. And she goes, oh my God, we'll be banned by the end of the day. I'm like, no faith.
No, that's how you did us last time. We were gonna go live and you posted videos all day, and the next thing you know, we couldn't do that live that night.
That's like I remember earlier you saying, John, you've got something we can show. And I said, no, I ain't.
I hear you knocking, but you can't come in. Oh, there you go.
Okay, I'm gonna try this one more time. But no, okay, check this out. Like I'm just losing cell signal. It's like a switch flipping, and the cell signal and everything just drops. I have to restart the phone. Everything comes back. It's like I don't know. It's crazy. But anyway, I'll just sit here and listen. Otherwise, man, I mean, if I happen to blink out again, I apologize. I'll probably just stay in the chat because, man, I'm gonna tell you, this gets frustrating sometimes.
No, I hear you on that because it's frustrating with me too because it happens to me.
Right on. I'm not alone.
No, it's whenever you're on target, they try to cut you off.
Yeah.
Well,
It'll happen
you
that
know-
way when I'm watching something good, or like, because I
Yeah.
watch YouTube, I don't watch TV, and I could be into
Yeah.
something and my internet will start buffering, and I'm like, yeah, they don't want me to hear that, do they?
Right,
Yeah.
right at that moment, right at that one moment.
Mhm.
But
Well,
when
you
you're
know,
not-
there's
you're
an
always-
old saying. There's an old saying, and you can cut someone's tongue out, and it doesn't prove that they're wrong. It just proves that you're scared of what they're saying.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly.
That's like our weapon is the truth.
Mhm.
Their weapon is censorship.
Yep.
Do you have a link, Wingnut, to your channel?
I can put one in the private chat if you want.
Yeah, in private or the other one. Anyway.
Well, yeah, I can put it in the main channel or main chat. I don't care. Sure. Come on.
I
Let me
think it's-
do that. Let me figure.
Cool. Wingnut?
Wingnut, yeah.
I think he is.
I'm trying to find it.
He's all the way at the bottom.
Where?
I know you was talking about going live.
It'll be under Anarchy Television. That's what it'd be under.
Yeah. I was gonna say we're subscribed, so I think I was actually on your channel once, and then my internet kicked me out.
Right. Yeah. I'm. You know, it's one of them things, man. I think. You know, like I said, it's like even those weird what I call bots that are in the chat sometimes, like in different stuff. To me, I think what they're doing, what that AI bot is doing, is tagging the stream, because there's stuff being said that they're like, oh, you know, tag it.
Yeah. Oh, shut him up! Shut him up!
You know what I mean? So, it's one of them things.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's exactly what it is, and of course, it's to suit somebody's agenda. So, I don't know. The whole CB thing, the whole ham radio thing. I have ham radios and I have CBs, and that's the one thing I've been trying to teach her is how to communicate, just in case we are separated, that what to do and when to do it and how to do it and stuff like that. Because communication is going to be our main asset when shit goes down.
I had a CB in my minivan with a huge antenna. It looked like a remote control car going down the road.
All right, I put it in a regular chat, so there you go. It should come up. Oh no, I'm not a mod. Ah, crap.
That's what I was gonna see where it was at. I was gonna copy and paste it.
No, here, I'll just put it in the private chat then. Hold on.
Because I think you must be on Sojo 1 or 2, because we're looking at 3.
He's not. He was on 1.
On all 3 channels right now.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Here, I'll make you a mod real quick. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, because I was looking like, where's... It should be popping up here any minute. The last thing I see is Breezy.
Yeah, he was on the regular Sojo.
Excuse me?
You were on the original Sojo channel.
Oh, yeah.
I sub to you, Wingnut.
Oh, right on. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I mean, whenever somebody subs to me, if I get a notification, all that stuff, I sub right back. I'm just that way. I mean, I don't even care if you don't have any content or anything like that, man. You know what I mean? It's just, you know.
Yeah, I only got 2 or 3 videos other than a few of my own, but like when I was trying to download or upload videos, they were like, oh, violation of copyright. And then there was, as soon as I got that notification from them saying, you know, okay, I deleted them. Well, they still gave me a strike, even though it never went public.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, you should be a mod now, Wingnut.
Okay, here, I'll throw that in there then.
So it'll be in there twice, because I think I pasted it, and then you can paste it again.
Oh, yeah? Okay, well, I mean, you know.
It don't matter. It's in there.
Okay.
But yeah, you're always more than welcome on this up here with us. We could talk some more.
Yeah, that's why I was like, you know, I'm kind of like I'm okay with sitting in the chat most of the time, man. I ain't worried about it. I'd sit on a lot of people's chats and stuff, man. I'm all over the place. Just
I'm always on yours. I'm just never coming.
Well, I mean, it's just you know, I like to kind of like keep my finger on the pulse, you know, in a sense, what's going on, what people are talking about, how they're, because I mean, honestly, like actually just recently in the past like few weeks, I've been noticing I've been observing this weird porn bomb crap that's been going all over the freaking world actually, and it's kind of connected.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And there's certain players involved and all this other stuff, man. But it's all worldwide because it's happening here in the U.S., Canada, UK. You know what I mean? And there's
the hell out of me. The other day I was watching a movie. We were watching a movie and we were streaming it off the website, and it's like it'll run good for 40 minutes, and then all of a sudden, bomb after bomb after bomb, like somebody just dropping pop-ups of porn and this and that, and aggravates the hell out of me.
Well, I mean. it's weird. It's like, to me, it's either it's something. Okay, it's that question everything type of scenario. So I'm like, okay, what is the damn stars in alignment or something? Something in the water? Is this being artificially induced? What's going on?
I
You know
think
what
it,
I'm saying?
I think it's just like when you was talking about how your connection, when you get into a good conversation, that's when your
Right.
connection. I think it's the same thing with the bots. They pick up, certain words, like
Mhm.
people, even what people are putting in the chat,
Right.
they'll pick up on that.
Right.
Yeah, I know that one very well. Seems like I always, as soon as I start talking about something, I always get those bots, and then all of a sudden I got a strike or I'm suspended for 15 days, a month, whatnot. I think all of them have 2 strikes right now, so one more strike and we lose all 3 channels.
This is what took me to my epiphany of how AI technology and algorithms, our military and maybe even in the private sector has a lot more advanced capabilities than probably what we are aware of. I'd say they probably do have, monster computers capable of searching the whole World Wide Web, in a split second.
Well, I mean, you know about the quantum computers, right? You know
Right,
about
right.
that, right?
That's what I say.
Yeah,
They
there's the original the first consumer quantum computer, the D-Wave, is actually there's another one that's actually better than that one now. And but the thing is, it's like, just knowing how to code. This is brand new. Nobody knows shit about it. And this is another thing too. It actually coincides with a lot of the research that I've done too. But where they're getting the technology from. But even the people that built the sucker and they just built it. They didn't really know how it was going to work. They didn't know anything else. They just built it. And now they're just like, okay, now we got to figure out how to code this sucker. Now we got to figure out how to program it and blah, 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 and use it. You know what I mean?
And I think that's where we are. I think they have actually deployed it. And I think it's trying to bring people together. It's trying to point out all these. I think it's wanting to correct society. It's not looking at things as good or evil. It's wanting to correct it. Get rid of all the
that's hard to say because, I mean, honestly, man, I mean, AI, it's all right. I'll give you an example. I can't remember the damn name right offhand, but there was a bot. There was a AI bot that was set loose on Twitter. All right, and this sucker, just by it learning from everybody that it came in contact with, what it evolved into, basically mirroring, what it came in contact with, learning, and this is what it evolved into, and it evolved into this thing that was, it was very destructive. You know what I'm saying? It was and they had to shut it down. Now, you think about this. When it comes down to an AI, all right, when it gets to the point of self-awareness, all right, and it actually has the capability of knowing what self-preservation is,
Yeah.
what do you think it's going to do? I mean, I'll tell you this right now, you're not going to know, because the way it thinks is going to be alien to us. It'll be smarter than every human on this planet. All right. And so, I mean, just trying to guess what it's going to think. It's like, it very well could do a number of things. It could wipe the planet out. It's like, okay, we need to start fresh. You guys are a plague or a virus. You need to be eradicated. Boom. Or it could go the other direction, like you're talking about. Live in harmony with robots. You know what I mean? The robot utopia. Or they could just decide to say fuck it and just leave. You know?
Well,
Yeah.
I think the programming goes both ways. I think we're programming AI just as much as AI is programming us,
Or deprogramming us.
either which way. Because if you look at all the social platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, YouTube, and I think we're programming it too. So it's learning our behaviors just as much as
Yeah.
we're
Well,
trying to learn it.
It runs on what they call game theory. It's the same thing like like GTA and all that shit, or those first person player games.
Yeah.
Like for
Mhm.
instance, like whatever, and you play against a computer. It learns from your moves, and it'll react to, like, the next time you play it, it'll do something different the next time. That kind of thing. It's the same thing. It's game theory. They use that same type of algorithm, lack of better words, in the AIs that wander around Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, mostly Twitter. They're like infested with. I mean, you could be sitting there in a chat thinking that you're talking to a real flesh and blood person, but no, you're talking to an actual AI, holding a conversation with this sucker.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, for real. I mean, I know people that do coding, and dude, the AI, some of them, they just like do it for fun. Some of them, and some of the stuff that they come up with just for fun is amazing. Now, if they were actually just doing it for like a legit, like, purposeful or malicious act, dude, this is a, yeah, you don't understand how exponential the growth of AI is getting. It's getting faster and faster and faster, faster. And it eventually, if it hasn't happened already, the singularity happened, and this sucker will be aware. Kind of like Johnny Five from Short Circuit
Terminator.
or Terminator.
I want a kid. I want a kid.
I mean, there's no telling, because if you think about it, the Internet of Things is what they want. The powers that should not be. They want this thing they call the Internet of Things, where everything is connected to via the cloud. Everything, your smartphone, your smart toaster, your smart car, your smart house, everything, smart refrigerator, everything's connected. All right, and that's why they want to put that crap in the arm, because it's got microtech and micro in it that can be basically connected via Bluetooth, and you can sit there and look at the your bodily functions and all that stuff via an app, because you're connected to this. Trying not to say the certain words. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, I completely understand.
We're on the same page.
It's just
That's
weird,
all.
because this is the whole infrastructure they need in place. That's why they want the 5th generation, the 6th generation cell networks. They want all that stuff in place because they need the bandwidth for everything to be connected. And that goes also for the AI robotics, the drones, the cybernetics and stuff like that. Like, you know about that robot they call Sophia, don't you?
Yeah.
All right. Well, things like that, all connected via the cloud. Once one AI learns something, they all learn it.
They all learn it, exactly.
Yep.
And what does AI control? If you think about it, they're in the computer networks, they're in the infrastructure, so they're obviously can control all the damn weapons, because everything
via the
is
cloud.
computerized now.
Yeah. I mean, it works under like a blockchain type structure.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
Yeah.
But still, you think an AI won't be able to get access to it?
Wait a minute, say that again?
Never mind.
Okay. No, I just didn't hear you right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I was talking.
But I think that's where we are, as far as, everything on this planet is man-made, as far as our system, like our banking, our government, all of it, it's a system, and man created it. And that, to me, it's kind of like we've been running on a monologue where, people been doing things even with the help of computers. But I believe now they've implemented the AI and algorithms to more digital ties, to make it quicker, to make it in the hopes of running more efficiency.
Well, yeah, I mean, the plan is to make everything pretty much automated. You know, bring robots and AIs and stuff like that. AI is just the brains of the robots, basically. All right, you know, you think about it, just bring all that in and automate everything. There will be no use for us any longer, you know, as the working labor for their, you know, crap. I mean, because that's what we are to them. We are just the labor, and the fruits of our labor, they steal from us, and they live fat on the hog, you know what I mean? Up on the front porch, freaking drinking sweet tea, you know what I mean?
And even
while
like
we're all struggling.
Like they want to bring out robots. But even at that, even if they didn't bring out robots, look at the amount of people there are. And they, you know, they was like, oh, we just created 20 million jobs. And it's like, yeah, you created 19 million of them jobs of people flipping hamburgers, making $5 an hour.
Well, technically, the government doesn't create jobs. It creates
Right.
public sector jobs, which is not private sector. Private sector jobs is what actually is the economy of the country, not public sector. You know, the private sector is what basically, quote unquote, the economy. You know what I mean? We're the ones that make the money.
But even in the private sector, you know, they took all of our farms and tried to make them put all of our eggs in one basket, whether it be farming or agriculture of any type.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
you know, and even the manufacturers, you know, there's monopolies now where it's not mom and pop.
Yeah. Well, that's not on purpose, really, because, okay, check this out. Check this out. I'm just going to throw this in there. It's what they call ideological subversion. Have you ever heard of that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's what it is. That's all it is. It's a 4-step process. First step is to demoralize the nation. You know, it takes about a generation or two to do that. You know, we're well into that. The next step after that is to destabilize the nation. All right. What do you think they're doing right now? They're destabilizing the nation. The third step is to bring the nation to a crisis. All right. What do you think's going on right now in front of us?
Exactly.
All right. The fourth step of it, the last step of it, is to normalize the nation. The new normal. You get what I'm saying? This is a whole process that they've had in place. The infrastructure has been, past couple of generations, put in place since World War II, put it that way.
Yeah,
Right.
it's all by plan.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the infrastructure.
That's just like Lockstep.
Yeah, exactly.
Agenda 21, Event 201.
Mm-hmm.
These people have been planning all this all along.
Agenda 2030, Agenda 2050. All right, America 2050. Look at that up. That's the next step after Agenda 2030. That's the America 2050. I mean, they're in it for the long con, dude. They're in it for like 2, 3, 4, 500 years ahead.
Yeah.
That's what they're in it for. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Because and that's the reason why I said it earlier in the chat, when I was in the chat. I was like, you guys need to, if you haven't read it yet, you should read the Willie Lynch letters. All right, that's where the word lynching came from. All right, the Willie Lynch letters. All right, it explains a lot. If you read it on their systematic way of breaking a slave, and how to keep it a slave without fighting back and all this other crap. There was a plan. There was a whole process, all right? And he lays it out. If you look at that, this is exactly what's going on today, just on a more massive scale. We're in a plantation right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, and that's just like, the whole, like you were saying earlier, everything on piece of paper, our Bill of Rights, our Declaration of Independence, our Constitution, it's a piece of paper.
Mm-hmm.
That's no more different than the fake money we use.
Right.
It
just comes down to enforcement. They've got their side of it.
Right.
It comes down to enforcement. You know what I mean? That's really who's willing to use the most violence. And violence can be used for good now. I mean, because self-defense can be very violent. So violence can be used for good. So, it's not, I'm not, that's still on the table. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the last resort.
I hear you, but self-defense is still,
Right.
you
right.
know, a viable option. You can, I mean, you cannot just toe-tail and run. I mean, yes, run and fight another day, but you know what I'm saying? If you have the chance, but stay in the fight. You know what I mean? But me personally, I'm not that guy. I don't have like some, you know, special forces like background and like, you know, unlimited funds and the know-how to go take people out like that needs to be taken out. I'm not that guy. All I can do is sit here and just yap my mouth. That's all I got. And sometimes that's just too much to some people, you know what I mean? Because I speak, sometimes I say it straight up, you know, and I mean, you know, when I talk to some of them guys, when I talk to some of them guys over there in the UK, they're not used to somebody, you know, us Americans talk so much different because when it comes down to it, a lot of us just speak straightforward, you know, no bullshit. They're just not used to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so funny to have conversations with these guys.
But
And,
that's the, you know, like you said, you know, we're not special force. You know, I've been out of the military, so I'm fat, overweight, broke down. You
Right.
know, I wouldn't last, you know, 2 minutes if I had to run from here across the
What
street.
branch did you serve?
I was in the Army.
Oh, yeah?
And, but, you know, and that even that's by design, you know, with the GMO and all the stuff they put in our food and everything, our healthcare system. It's to get us fat, overweight,
Mm.
lazy, you know, all these things that where we will not be able to fight back.
Yeah.
And
Well,
even people argue, you know, our right to bear arms. Yeah, that's all fine and dandy. But if they come and they starve us out, there'll be people who will hand their guns in for food to feed their children.
Well, that's true, but that's okay, you know. Let them do that, you know. I mean, there was
Yeah.
people that were willing to walk into gas chambers when the damn Nazis were in power. I mean, yeah, okay, fine. I would like to actually convince them to wake the fuck up, but
Exactly.
you can't help somebody that doesn't want to be helped. All right,
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying? I've been beating my head against that wall for over 20 years, man. I'm just like, okay, I've done my job. You know, if you guys don't want to hear what I have to say, fuck it, I don't care. Whatever.
Right.
It can go in one ear, out the other. I don't care. If it sticks around and swirls around in that noodle for a little while, and it makes you think. That's what I'm looking for. I don't really care if I'm not trying to convince anybody of nothing. I want you to do your own damn research. You know, that kind of thing. Excuse me. I'm sorry for my language.
There was
No,
something.
don't be.
There was something that they said that really makes sense. You can't tell somebody the truth.
No.
They have to learn it.
What was that? There's a saying. It's like it's easier for people to believe a lie than be convinced of the truth.
Right.
Or no, be convinced that they have been lied to. That's what it is.
Right.
It's easier for them to believe a lie than be convinced that they've been lied to. That's what it is.
That's like, you know, people will go through stages, and I think we have as well. At first, it's like you go through a stage of denial. Like, no, there's no way they would do that. No way I could be that fooled. And then as you go on and you keep looking into things and maybe connect more dots, you're like, wow, these motherfuckers, they're really doing it. They have done it, you know?
Well, I mean, you know, Trudeau is talking about banning all sales of all guns in the country. All right, and then now Biden is there because of all this new crisis. You know, can't go to waste, so they're trying to push more of this gun thing to where like ban all quote unquote assault weapons, which can be anything, in my opinion. You know, if they leave it at that and never define exactly what they're talking about, but
assault
know.
rifle. That's not even what AR stands for.
Yeah, I know, but they don't say assault rifle. They say assault weapon. That could be a
Right.
knife. That could be a stick. That could be your finger. You know what I
Right.
mean?
And an assault weapon is basically the design. It has nothing to do with its function.
Right.
You can have a single
Cosmetic.
Person.
you can have a single shot assault rifle.
Right. But the
You know?
thing is what's funny is like the who's going to be exempt from their so-called if they get this passed.
The
It's funny
criminals.
though. Oh yeah, the biggest criminals are going to be the government. You know,
They already
'cause they're
are.
going to have. You know, I mean, one of the most used rounds that even Joe was talking about getting rid of was the 9mm, and that's what most police and military use for sidearms is that round.
Yep.
Right? And they want to ban it for the rest of us. Yeah, screw you. You know.
You
I
know,
Yeah,
mean, be
take
like,
our guns and let government keep them. I don't think so.
no, I'll tell you this. Just to be fair, they lay down and get rid of their guns. I'll get rid of mine.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That is fair.
you know, it goes back to what I've said a long time ago. How ludicrous is it for people to vote other people in that they don't really know to
Hmm.
make up their mind for them?
Hmm.
Yeah.
This is our system.
Yeah. Well, I you know, all right. See, when you vote, you're giving your written consent for basically a ruler to rule over you and everybody else.
Exactly.
All right. And I
Which
mean,
that's ludicrous.
yeah. And that's another thing too. I mean, in the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting
Yeah.
different results. And
Yeah.
don't we do that every time people vote?
Yeah.
You know, they're like, oh, it's going to be different. They're going to change every single time people vote. That's exactly what they're thinking in their head. It's going to be, they're going to be better. You know what I mean? And I'm
Well,
like,
and two, when you read the Constitution and what are the class or the qualifications of a president or an elected official, it just has to do with your age and being born in America.
well, not only that, like a president and the vice president, voting has nothing to do how they get the job. If you read the Constitution, I think it's Article 10, I think it is. Can't remember right offhand, but it's like under that, it says that how they get their job is they're voted in by the Electoral College.
Right.
All right. And the Electoral College are appointed and elected by the legislature.
Right.
They're not voted for. They're just appointed and by the legislature. So, you know, that's how they get their job. Voting doesn't matter.
But that's
Because-
like every job I've ever applied for, I had to pass a background check and a drug test.
Yeah.
You know, do these people even have to do that? If they did, I would think probably almost every one of them would not qualify for government for a position.
Well, exactly. A drug test, a psych evaluation.
That's the polygraph ones.
Yeah, exactly. Throw it all at them. Seriously. I mean, I know there's some jobs that require quite a lot, like a piss test and everything just to get the freaking job or an interview. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, I mean, come on now. These people are servants, man, and they must be held up at a higher standard than us. If they break the law, no matter if it's the same law that they would hold us at, if they break that law, they need to be having 10 times more of a penalty for that. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
exactly.
Because they're held up at a higher standard. They're living off their welfare recipients off of our labor. All right. And they're not our masters. They're kings. They're not our queens. They're not our freaking rulers. They're not even my leaders. All right. So, you know, and why are we paying them? Well, because they'll come at us with guns. So what do we do in return?
Throw us in jail.
Well, what do we do in return if we, otherwise? I mean, if you look at the lawful rights that we do as a people have that are endowed to us by the Creator in the first place, you know what I'm saying? We have the right. We have free will. We have the lawful right, not legal, but lawful right.
Yeah.
There's a difference between legal and lawful. You know what I mean? Because, think about it.
Legalese.
Well, see, that's the thing too, man. That's a whole religion. That whole legalese. It's an occult. It's a religion. You know, they all have their own language, their own ceremonies, and all that other shit. But you got to understand it if you want to play that game. I don't want anything to do with the game, but I actually looked into it. You know what I mean? I looked up. You know, you gotta know the definitions of each and every word in legalese if you want to play that game. and they don't make it easy.
No, I don't.
That's just like that's like the law. You know, the law is pretty simple and pretty much blunt and blank. You know, but the legal system, like I said, there's 46,000 rules and regulations.
Right.
They can put you in jail for chewing gum.
Well, okay, they can because they have guns and they'll use force to do that. That's the only reason why they can do that is because they have that monopoly on that. You know what I'm saying?
What's up, Hawk?
Hey, what's going on, huh?
What's going on?
Long time no see, buddy.
Yeah, I've been down sick for the last couple of weeks. I overdid it and ended up putting myself in bed for a couple of weeks.
That sucks.
Wow.
I continued the project that you started, Solo.
Well, I'm sorry I couldn't help you anymore. I had to get.
I got 3 of those piles completely gone now.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. So you clearing that space all the way back there, I'm able to back that cart up and just keep going. And I'm about I'm almost back to the hill where the hill goes up.
Yeah.
And getting it filled in with all these things. So yeah, it's definitely been a piece of work.
Yeah, it was no easy task.
Yeah. So I got to figure out how to put a saw blade on that thing. Because that's what you did, right?
I do, but I didn't have it on that day, but I do it.
Yeah.
You just gotta unscrew the head and then put the saw blade on and then screw the head back on.
All right. I'm gonna try that tomorrow. So and see if I can get more of it cleared. Because I got people coming to look at it to buy it here over the next couple of weeks. So the guy that I have the land contract with, he's already putting it on the market. So
okay.
And, I got a couple of people who've actually come out and talked with me that know me, that are in contact with him now, that they may buy up all my equipment and everything.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, they've been pot growers for a while, and they've been not as many years as I have, but enough that they got enough experience to make it work, for them. But I just told them, I said, if you ain't got money saved up to further the work that's already been done to this place, then it's not worth it. It's unless you're going to build a house out here, a real house, or something.
Yeah,
like
it's kind of hard to build a house on a granite slab.
just a little bit.
But I'm glad to hear that you're okay, because everybody's been worried about you, just like Camel Carl said right on the comments. We've all been asking.
I'm taking it easy coming back in is what I'm doing. Yeah. I'm not going to overdo it, and jump right back into hours and hours of this stuff. I just can't,
Yeah, no, of course not.
So, but it's good to see everybody.
Well, yeah, likewise. Thank you for
me seeing your still images. Wingnut, your radio always looks great.
There you go. Is that better?
Hey, good to see you, brother.
Hey!
How's your crazy woman doing?
Look at what I have in the bus that I forgot to leave.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. Use it and take good care of it.
Oh, we're using it all right.
Yeah, make sure to clean it at least about every 7 to 9 days. Clean that thing.
Yeah, it needs cleaning now.
Yeah, it's I use ice cream salt and alcohol.
Ice cream salt and alcohol,
yep.
Huh?
Ice cream salt and alcohol. Ice cream salt it's chunky enough, but small enough to get through the holes, it does well. So I presume you guys going through some of the news.
All kinds of news. You got to be more specific.
Yeah.
Well, I just tuned in, so I just got up from a nap. So I'm kind of okay.
If there's something you want to share, go be my guest.
No, actually, dude, I'm just I'm jumping back into the swing of things. I've actually I actually have avoided the computer for the last 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So down to 3 pups.
Oh,
Is that right?
I got 2. Bob and Scout and Jezebel are the only pups that are left. So
Sorry,
they're
about
doing
that.
really well. Wingnut, is that a ham radio as well as a CB? Because that kind of looks like my unit in.
Well,
that
I can get to 10 meters and also 12 meters.
Okay.
But I use it for 11 meters only, mostly. That's all I do my talking on.
Yeah.
But it's
You
it's
can
basically
get on 11.
it's a high-end 10-meter radio that I modified so I can get to CB bands.
Right.
You know.
Right. Yeah, that looks kind of like my old Cobra micro or one that I had that it was great for shooting skip.
I haven't heard that terminology in a while.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fun. I love doing that. It's like,
Well, I'm gonna tell you, when it comes down to skip right now, I'm gonna tell you right now, because we're hitting in the peak of the solar cycle right now. So skip's going to be real good when it comes down to like international or out of the state. You know, it's going to be good right now for about a year or two.
Yeah, we'll actually be hearing people in China and shit.
No, I don't think they're allowed
that'd be cool, but the furthest I've gotten that direction was Japan. I talked to 2 people in Japan, and that was last solar cycle. But that's as furthest I've gone in that direction.
Australia.
What now? I totally freaking starting a robot on me over here, man. I got to.
No, it's probably me.
Yeah, it's probably me. I got like 25,000 things going on my computer at one time. Seeing that I'm coming back on today,
Yeah. It's me probably.
Yeah. No, I want to take this one. But anyways, it's good to see you guys. Thank you all for coming.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna boogie out though. It was good seeing you guys. I just wanted to pop in and say hey. I'll get caught up with the rest of the world. I gotta go pop over to Mark's. Tin and Mark are going live, so I gotta
okay
go there and see what kind of trouble I can stir up there. And,
there you go.
I will catch you guys later. You guys have a great night.
You
Have a
too.
good one, Mark.
Well, you guys, with that said, I think we're gonna end it for tonight. It's already 3 a.m. here, and JoJo's kind of like wanting to go to sleep. She has to work at 8, and I'm gonna wake her ass up at 8 too.
3 a.m. What clock you looking at?
Oh, 1 a.m. Sorry. I was looking at the live, the timer.
I looked at the clock. I was like, really?
Yeah,
I'm in Japan right now.
That was pretty funny though.
Cali time. You're 3 hours ago.
Well, Weena, thank you for showing. You're always, I guess you're out. You're always welcome, brother.
Yeah, we done saved the world.
No, I'm doing more lives. We're gonna do a lot more now. But this is kind of where I want to keep it as topics that are eventful and things that we can talk about, because that's the whole point that I'm trying to do. Is I'm trying to find the like-minded now. I'm done with the sheep. If they want to tag along and learn something in the process, they're more than welcome. But other than that, I'm not here to pass out information. I'm not here to tell anybody and change anybody's mind. I'm here to just find like-minded people.
I always thought it'd be kind of cool, like to have a few links to share with people.
Yeah.
Like say on one of your podcasts, in order to, when the people come on the next one, you can talk about those videos or articles that you shared.
Yeah. Well, I shared the one about the Cosmic Secret. That's the one I dropped in private, and I dropped it in the chat. So if anybody wants to check that one out.
And then I shared that one with the Ukraine, Wag the Dog. If you ever get a chance to watch that, and then even watch the movie called Wag the Dog.
Yeah, the movie's a pretty good movie, actually.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I'm gonna check it out. But are you done getting booted for the night, Wingnut?
Say that one more time.
I said, are you done getting booted for the night?
Am I getting any booty? Is that what you said?
Are you done getting booted?
Oh, dude, I have no idea, man. I don't know. I might just hang it up and stay in the chat or something like that, man. Because if it blinks out one more time, that's what I'll do. I'll just go in the
Well,
chat.
we're
And I'll
about to
sit
call
there.
this right now, anyways. I didn't.
Well,
think
that's cool, man. I appreciate you letting me up and all, man. I do appreciate it. Yeah,
You're more than welcome anytime. I'm always in your chat, but
yeah. Hey, no worries, man. I mean, I appreciate it, man. So, yeah. I don't know what it is about.
Channel, we're going to be doing a lot more lives if I don't get this channel taken down here in the next couple of days. So, just
there's just ways. There's ways to kind of maneuver around it. You know what I mean, and still get the same kind of thing.
I just like blurt shit out and.
Yeah, I very seldom. I think with Solo and Sojo and Hawk, that's about the only two channels I go on. I don't really care to get in on panels.
Yeah, I don't go on too many channels either. I go on to a few, and I just sit in there. I sit in a lot of channels, but other than that, I don't know. The only ones I comment on are, I think it's only Hawks. I really go on there and I comment every once in a while on Anarchy TV on Wingnut's channel. But since I was down for all three channels, actually, I just gave YouTube a break for a month because I was in the process of getting the bus from Oregon to here. So,
if they take in like flag you or whatever they do, are you not able to use YouTube at all?
No, I could still use it. I just can't broadcast or post any videos.
Just can't use your channel.
Yeah. And then I get bored. Now it's like, I go on and I watch videos, but then it's like, I'd rather be on here talking with you guys. Can I understand? So now I go on there and I could chat, but I don't know. I'm just more of I like the communication and the being on here with everybody, my friends,
Well, it's a good way. Good way to have fellowship now.
Yeah.
That's exactly the word I was going to say.
Yeah. So, let's do this more often. I'll probably be on tomorrow. We'll probably be on tomorrow, maybe half an hour earlier. We're trying to find a time slot for East Coast and West Coast because, we have friends in the West Coast that are 3 hours behind, kind of like Tim out there. And so he's bright awake right now, and then we're already dragging ass.
Well, you can pretty much keep your channel going just as long as you don't say, "Hey, John, show a video."
I know. Yeah. Don't let John show videos on your channel because if you value your channel, just don't do it. Trust me.
You gotta even watch what we upload too.
Yeah, that's true. Seems like everything I post gets a warning or a strike. I got a strike for the Nuremberg trial.
Really?
Yep. The actual trial.
That's weird because, like, you upload your video and then they go through and they look at it and approve it or disapprove it.
Yep.
And when I was doing that, most of them got disapproved, and as soon as they disapproved it, I deleted it. But they
Still got a
still
strike.
sent me a strike.
Yep. Because you still put it up on their platform one way or another. And they didn't like it. They said, oh, hell with it. We stopped him. He didn't air it, but we're still going to give him a strike for even trying.
Right.
Like, don't get me wrong. YouTube's an awesome fucking platform. It's great the way the live stream is, how you could use the StreamYard on here, and the whole communication part. I think it's a fucking awesome platform to get your word out and do what you got to do. And I think they know that too. And that's why they try to block us so much. That's why the censorship and all that, and that's just how they control it. And if it wasn't like that, then can you imagine the damage we could do just from YouTube?
It's user friendly.
Yeah.
But I mean, they've
Even
always
a dumbass like me can figure it out.
we've always had censorship to a degree. That's just like I remember growing up, like watching TV. You know, you weren't allowed to. They weren't allowed to like show nudity. You know, they had standards. It wasn't really censorship; it was standards. And I can see that, you know, and I can see where they can implement that into YouTube versus censorship to where you can't speak your mind or, and even the whole content copyrights, because like stuff I was trying to upload was stuff that was on YouTube.
Yeah, I know. I've gotten a strike like that too.
So
Sharing
it's like,
somebody else's video. I got a strike for a live that Hawk made, and it wasn't the whole live. It was just like part of a video that he was showing that was a YouTube video.
so if they give me a copyright, why? That means they're violating copyright laws by them putting it on YouTube.
Yeah, but
You
you
know,
weren't the
YouTube.
chosen one. That's why.
You know, I don't know.
You're not authorized.
But I could see, like I said, not censorship, but standards or, you know,
It's
you
for our
know.
safety.
But everything's that double-sided sword. You know, that's just like freedom of religion. You know, everybody has the right to their own religion, but yet that means, okay, we have to accept satanic worship. You know, if these people want to sacrifice babies, if they want to drink blood, you know, and it's like, well, okay, now what? You know, because now went way far over the line, you know.
Yeah, that's. You don't want to get me started on that. But anyways, let's go ahead and call this because I'm already falling asleep. JoJo's over here. I think she's already snoring. Are you snoring, babe?
Don't snore.
Don't bullshit.
I beg the difference.
We'll be on tomorrow about let's say about 10 o'clock Eastern time. So I said 10:30 this today and kind of went a little too late. But tomorrow 10 o'clock. You guys love you guys. Hope to see everybody tomorrow. Anarchy, thank you for coming. You're always welcome here. John, you know more. You can come on. You just can't show videos.
Yeah, I'll try and.
And Breezy, you're always welcome, even though you don't talk.
Yeah, it's rough.
I know. I'm just joking. I'm pulling your chain. So you guys have a good night. Love you guys. I'll see everybody tomorrow.
Grand
Love you.
rising,
Later.
morning, evening, and night. Adios.